Live from the heart of the Duke City, it's time for a great afternoon of sports entertainment talk. Get ready for in-depth discussions on everything from the court to the field, mixed with the business and culture that orbit the sports world. Whether it's the latest blockbuster trade or the societal impact of sports.
Kaylee, you know what to press? You're good?
Tune in on with your hosts, Van Nunley and Fred Slow.
All right, give me a second.
Isaiah Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM
Mike's back.
the Sports Animal.
It's Tuesday, Albuquerque. You know what that means? That means the boys are taking advantage of tacos over here at the Rio Bravo Brewery. Let's go.
Yes, sir, we are.
We're doing it. We're doing it all day long, all night long. Excuse me, up until 7 o'clock. Got a bunch of fun guests today, including Simon Gay, who starts the show with the Simon. Welcome. How are you, brother?
Good. How are you?
You know, I'm excited that you brought that energy today. I'm glad that you came in like that, like a wrecking ball over here. Lots going on in the world of NFL, lots of implications in the world of fantasy football. We will talk about that. Allison Hendricks will join us at 6 o'clock. She, of course, is, I don't know, Pink Warrior House, one of the nicest people that we know. They are always helping. It is October. We should have done it earlier. We should have made the time. But here's the thing. We should always make the time. So Allison will join us. We're going to talk a little bit about what's going on with their endeavor. That'll be fun at 6 o'clock. So we'll do that. They had a recent, really successful partnership with United. So heck yeah, awesome, fun, the whole thing. Boys, I'm excited. I'm excited to celebrate the return of Kalina. Let's go. Right. Back at the production.
What up, Big K?
What up, girl? How you be? Gonna take her time here.
All right.
Yeah,
good talk.
Not overly interested.
All right.
Probably she's talking to the production guys trying to figure this thing out.
Producer's getting produced right now.
Yeah,
so,
she's first time in a long time. It's gonna take her a while. But as soon as she's comfortable getting back on the microphone, she'll be
also,
here.
Did we get her name right? Like, are you sure that it's
Kaylina? Yeah, I'm very Kaylina. Kaylina, who's singing the national anthem at Duke City Championship Wrestling November the 21st at the Rio Rancho Event Center. So we're excited to have her there. It'll be her, I believe it's her anthem debut. I don't know if that's factual, but that's my belief.
I don't remember who sings your anthems. I only remember what happens to Hobo Hank.
Yeah.
So apologies in advance.
We were at Howie's last night. It was an absolute banger of a night watching Monday Night Football. Big thank you to the way too many people who showed up. I don't know what made last night so special.
Well, it's never way too many people until the, fire marshal gets involved.
Simon, we're at Howie's last night enjoying the Monday Night Football game, and I don't know, we it was the fourth quarter. It was into the fourth quarter, and I'm going from table to table, kind of being the guys that we are when we entertain, and some guys come to me and go, "Hey man, like I know you." I go, "Yeah, I'm the radio guy, whatever. Like we do the show from here. No big deal. Lots of people know me or whatever." And then what was lost was they go, "No, you were the guy that was there when Hobo Hank beat up whoever they was talking about." He goes, "I know you from Hobo Hank." I'm like, Hobo Hank's biggest fan. Yeah. And I'm like, oh,
that is sweet.
Yeah, that is me. I am that guy. So Duke City Championship Wrestling returns November the 21st to the Rio Rancho Vic Center. We're excited for our home in Rio. It is the city of vision, the city of collision. Ooh. November the 21st. All right. One of our boys got out. We swore off talking about this team. We swore off talking about this team because of their quarterback. And congratulations to Amari Cooper. He's on his way to the Bills. Dude, let's go.
Yeah. Big day for Amari.
You can. Ooh, do you remember that scene in Shawshank where he's like, "And I crawled through a mile of feces."
Yes.
Yeah, only to emerge on the other side clean or whatever. That's Amari Cooper, as he is now a Buffalo Bills. And oh boy, do they need him.
He's finally going to get targets within 10 feet of his arm. It won't hit the ground 10 feet in front of him.
Going from Deshaun Watson to Josh Allen. Oh, buddy, what an upgrade.
Especially to Josh Allen with no alpha wide receiver. Because, Kincaid was supposed to be the alpha, but he's good. He hasn't been what people thought he was going to be.
Yes, but also, was there a hashtag for free Amari? Did that exist? Because he is now that. He is that guy. His cheeks are going to hurt from going from frowns to smiles.
Right.
He is a dude who's going to adjust from the beautiful climate of Cleveland to the beautiful climate of – oh, wait, hold on.
Ooh.
They're both terrible.
It's gonna be cold. Yeah,
They're the
it's getting cold there now.
worst.
We're not supposed to talk about this guy, but let me guys ask you an important question.
Ask away.
I was thinking about this the other day,
Okay.
and I think that as awful as a person
Okay.
Deshaun Watson is, he might be a better person than an NFL quarterback.
Dude,
That's how bad he is.
He's been so bad.
He's the worst quarterback in the last 8 years in the NFL.
Well, only because Justin Herbert went for over 200 yards last game.
You just got to make sure that he doesn't get on a game where Chris Collinsworth is calling it, because he'll call every single call the best throw of the year.
I mean, well, he does
every
that
time.
to
Every
everyone.
time it goes 10 yards, it's the best throw of the year.
There's something,
even if it's into the ground.
and obviously we'll talk about the broadcasting aspect, but there's something fun about Cooper going to the Bills because Devontae Adams went to the Jets, and you don't normally think of the Bills and the Jets as the 1-for-1 keep up AFC East, like anything you can do, I can do. Cooper, that was a real stretch where that one ended up, but you get the point of what I'm going to. Like, are we talking about two teams that are going to battle for the top of the AFC East? Maybe both of them make the playoffs. Maybe it's a whole thing at the end of this season. Like let's go AFC East. 2 is out. Patriots suck. It's yours for the taking, you two.
There's a lot of NFL season left, too, for them to both round into form. The Jets aren't out of it. The Jets are underperforming, got rid of the coach, got rid of the offensive coordinator. If it wasn't for missed field goals, they would have beat their division rival.
They also have a
night.
really good schedule coming up, too.
Yeah, they're going to go on a run right here.
Next week, they play Pittsburgh, which is bad. But after that, they play New England, Houston, Arizona, Indianapolis, then the bye week. Then they get Seattle.
All right, give me those teams again.
Pittsburgh,
All right.
Pittsburgh will be rough.
Stream their defense. Keep going.
Patriots.
Yep, put theirs in.
Texans.
100%.
Arizona.
Won't be available. Put that one in too.
Colts.
Yep. Okay, you can play all those defenses against Cleveland. Is that
No,
Cleveland?
I'm reading the Jets schedule.
Oh, that's the Jets. Never mind.
I'm saying their trade for Devontae Adams next week will be rough, but after that, they're gonna go crazy. And I think the biggest thing that it'll hurt Mike Williams. Mike Williams is done. He's probably gonna get traded anyway. Alan Lazard is the wide receiver 3. Garrett Wilson turns into like the Devontae Smith and AJ Brown role.
Yeah.
Adams is going to take over. He's going to be the AJ Brown. He's going to get 10, 11 targets a game. And then Garrett Wilson will get 7, 8, catch 6 of them, get 60 yards, get 12 points. He'll be the Devonta Smith of that team.
And he'll never be double teamed for the rest of the year with Devontae Adams there with him.
If Aaron
He's gonna run
Rodgers
free for the rest of the year.
If he's a smart dude and a bad dude in like a positive way, if he's a super bad dude and he goes to Garrett Wilson and says, "Hey, listen, you got all the talent to be the best slot guy for one season. Like, just do it. Like, come inside. Hey, listen, me and Devontae, we used to go together. Like, we're a thing. Like, you get it. Like you be my new thing. I've never had this thing here.
Right.
Like, let's be known historically as you were my slot. You were my loose slot. Like, you were the thing I went to when I needed to get some ellipses yards. Like, come be my loose, like, yard getting slot."
I say, hey, remember what I did to Randall Cobb's career?
Yeah.
Go watch some tape right now, buddy, because that could be you.
He's got to run the right routes first.
Yeah, that's
But
a tough
I
one.
think this will open up Breece Hall a lot. Aaron Rodgers, when they had Devontae Adams, it was Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Jones.
Right.
So, like, Aaron Jones was good. I think Breece Hall is going to – he's been bad. He was good against the Bills because their run defense is trash. But it's going to open up so much for Breece Hall. It's going to open up so much for Garrett Wilson because he's not the main target. And, I mean, it's going to be fun to watch.
How about St. Louis native AJ Espinosa last night? Let's go all over the field.
He was good.
Doing that thing.
Hey, roughing the passer, though.
I
That was so weak.
Get a shot in. Well, so Aaron Rodgers said it was weak too.
Yeah, he's gonna get fined for that. It's so funny.
What did he say? We're not playing Shabuzi ball, or what did he say? He said,
don't
he gets on the mic and he says, "Hey guys, this isn't charades ball or silhouette ball or whatever he says." And you go, "None of your jokes are ever good, but at least you're doing one like in your own failure, like which I'm into." All right, so of the Bills and the Jets, who gets Nick Chubb? Like, he has to be available now. Isn't he come back from injury like today? Like, they have to move him.
I mean, he practiced last week.
Lions going to go after Myles Garrett.
No, he'll never get traded. He'll never get traded. I don't know what'll happen with Chubb. That'll be interesting. I mean, it's possible they trade him, but with the Amari Cooper thing, I don't think that hurts anyone on the Bills offense. I don't think it hurts anybody. It's going to open up everything. Kincaid will get the ball more because he'll be open. Cooper will be great. James Cook will have even more room to work. And then who knows what happens with Ray Davis. I mean, he was fantastic. So that opens everything up for the whole team.
Hey, Woody Johnson needs to send an email to Jerry Jones right now. Like, this is what all in looks like, Jerry. This is what we're all in. This is what it actually means. One of the best owners in football, Woody Johnson, and then one of the best GMs in all of football, Aaron Brongers.
Good one.
I mean, he's just pulling all the strings out here, right? You got a coach fired. He's got his offensive coordinator demoted. He got his best friend back, like all in the span of 2 weeks. Like, Aaron Rodgers is putting in some work in the office.
I'm really into the idea as well that these teams that are now making these moves, bringing these guys in, we're about to have, and I don't know when these bye weeks said, it might not be till the offseason. I'd hate to have to wait till the offseason. But Adams is going to be able to go and sit down on a podcast or an interview and say, this is how weird Las Vegas was.
Oh, yeah.
Cooper's going to be able to go and sit down on a podcast or an interview. He's going to be able to sit down across from Shannon Sharp or whoever the flavor of the week podcaster is and say, let me tell you how gross Cleveland was. And we're going to get to just nom up everything that we think. Right. Like, we don't know any of this, but we think all of this is very true. And if I know anything about diva or rear end wide receivers like Amari Cooper and Devontae Adams, they're going to cultivate the story. They're going to marinate the story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to
get, you know how much better it's going to get between now and the end of the season?
And they're going to have it down to like Simon.
I mean,
they're going to be
much tea spilt.
100%.
Sewing circle with all these disgruntled wide receivers.
And you know how locker rooms are, and you know how dudes are when they're telling stories. They're going to get the punchlines down. They're going to get the timings down. If it's a situation where they can get up and walk around the room, they're going to pantomime it. Like, it's going to be as good of stories as you've ever heard, because both of those teams, Cleveland more than LA or Las Vegas,
significantly more,
are both hella weird.
But still, we're not that far removed from John Gruden's weirdness in Vegas. Like, that is still fresh. Like, they go through coaches, like Deshaun Watson goes through massage therapists, but that's still very recent in the memory of John Gruden ruining that organization. That was only 3 years ago. Also 3 coaches ago.
National Disgruntled Wide Receiver Day. What is that? Is that today? Is that like a real thing? Do people make this up?
I have no idea.
It should be.
Did DK get traded? Because if he did, I'll say it's all yes. Then yes, it is that day.
Man, he's so frustrated. It's so funny to watch. He's so mad.
What's in the water that they only give wide receivers?
Well, it's because they all think they're the best receivers in the world. Like Romeo Dobbs doesn't show up to practice because he's not happy.
Yeah, but then he's an
like
instant stud.
He's like the 4th best receiver on the team.
He got 2 tutties immediately. That's not the lesson he was supposed to learn, I don't believe.
What did the Browns give up for Mario? First round? What did they get for him? A 5th?
So it was a third and a 7th,
and they got a 6 back.
A 3rd and a 7th for Cooper and a 6th. And then Devontae Adams was
pennies on the dollar.
Oh yeah, the Cowboys gave up a 1st for Amari.
Yes,
am I doing that right?
Correct. With the Raiders, he was also like 25.
And then they trade him for a 5th, and then he just got traded for a 3rd. So through 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, the Cowboys are booty.
I mean, Amari Cooper's the Thanos of draft picks. Are you about to have one of each for him? That's pretty sweet.
He is free.
He's a second rounder away from like having all the Infinity Stones of draft picks traded for him.
Yeah.
Nick Miles.
Or it's the robbery that the Texans did on the Browns.
Super sweet.
It's gonna be the worst. This can be the worst trade ever. It's worse than the Russell Wilson one for sure.
Oh yeah, that's historically awful.
And then they can't even cut him for 3 years. They owe him $45 million each year for the next 3 years.
So wild.
So he's going to be the 32nd best quarterback in the league for 3 more years.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the best in-season trade for a pass catcher that we have seen, either of these?
Recently?
I'm just thinking all the time. When was Randy Moss traded? 2007?
It's off season.
I mean, in season, you've probably never seen a player like that traded to a situation like this. I can't think of anything.
I mean, 2 number 1s on the same day. That's pretty bonkers.
In mid-season, I think it's the first one I've ever seen.
The funniest part is the Jets took all of Devontae Adams' contract.
Yeah.
And the Bills owe Amari Cooper $800,000.
Yeah. Both of those things are nothings.
Yeah.
Like, they're gone. Those guys are just gone now.
Yeah. Crazy day.
The conditions of Devontae Adams trade were spectacular. Did you guys see this?
Hmm.
It's a third, and it could become a second if the Jets go to the AFC Championship or the Super Bowl, or if Devontae Adams is a first or second team All-Pro, then it turns into a second. Like, that is lights out, fantastic conditions.
It's not going to happen. He hasn't played enough games to be All-Pro.
Exactly. Neither thing is going to happen.
Now, I don't know if you guys feel the way I do about this, but I'm just going to say it out loud. I think your initial reaction will be to laugh, but I really want you to process it. It's because Drake May made his debut in New England, and there's like fear out there in the AFC East.
He looks good.
Like
He
he's
looks
bringing
really
the
good.
Patriots heat. Like he is. Like the Jets said, "Oh no, there's Drake May. Like he's coming to get us. Like we gotta be ready." Also,
Well,
I'm not really joking that much. Like I think he's going to be good.
And Tua's coming back, so that whole division is going to be crazy. I
Right.
can't believe he's going to play again. But yeah, dude, Drake May looked good. He just needs some weapons that are above 5'11".
And an offensive line.
They had a good
Yeah.
offensive line last year. They let all of them go.
All of them. All of them are starting somewhere else.
I think one of them's on the Panthers. Maybe two of them are on the Panthers. The Panthers' offensive line is way better, but Bryce Young was bad.
It
When's
doesn't-
the trade window close?
It's like Tuesday of week 8, I think.
Okay. What are we in week 7?
We're going into 6.
I mean, we're like
I
close.
could be wrong.
We're like super close.
We're going into
Sorry,
seven,
we are
I
going
believe.
into 7.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry.
So if these teams, and it doesn't have to be actual or factual, but if these teams start getting this idea that midseason trades of skill position guys is doable, like this is sweet.
Yeah,
Like this is what the NFL needs.
it's more fun.
It's more entertaining, and that's all this league needs to be.
Mhm.
You know, and if the Cleveland weirdos want to come out and say at a press conference today or tomorrow, like, hey, trade in our best skill position guy gives us the best chance of winning. Like, cool, I'll take that lie.
Like even the fact that yesterday Kevin Stefanski was like, Deshaun Watson gives us the best chance to win.
He said that yesterday.
Or it might have been
I hate his
Sunday.
guts. I hate him so
I think
much.
it was Sunday after the game. But then they trade away Amari Cooper. Now all they can throw the ball to is David Njoku and Jerry Jeudy. Like, how does that give you the best chance to win? If that's what your focus is,
Here's a real thing in my head. I don't know if I've ever seen Jerry Jeudy catch 2 consecutive passes at him.
I don't know.
Maybe he has.
I don't know if I've watched 2 games of his. I think I've watched like 1 Bronco game and no Browns games.
I think I watched him in his second season.
I have
once.
not watched a Browns game.
No, why would you? To root against them?
I watch a lot of
Yeah.
football, but I don't think I've
Hate
watched a
watch.
Browns game.
Just to hate watch. Or when I had Nick Chubb in the first round 2 years ago. Maybe a little bit of that.
I feel like the Red Zone channel, which is the only channel I watch, like I don't watch full games because who has time for that? I think they even avoid the Browns outside of touchdowns.
Yes,
Well,
they
it's
do.
because they don't score any touchdowns.
Oh, yeah. There's that, yeah.
You have to,
Yeah.
you have to score a touchdown to be on red zone.
That's the whole thing. Who are the skill guys in Buffalo now?
James Cook,
Pretty good.
Khalil Shakir, Dalton Kincaid, Amari
Mm.
Cooper.
I mean, Cooper's such an upgrade over all those other
They
guys.
cut Marcus Valdez-Scantling, which is nice because he's bad.
He didn't take any snaps.
Well, he's just bad. He wasn't playing, but he was supposed to be something. He
Talking
was
about Super Bowl hero Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
yeah, the guy that chucked the ball over his shoulder while he was diving for a catch.
So he's going to go to Kansas City then, right? Because they're looking for a guy.
The Jets will not trade him. MVS maybe.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking Mike Williams. I was just looking at his profile. He's up for trade now too,
Oh, he could go to Kansas City.
but the Jets won't do that because the Jets are trying to beat the Chiefs. They're going to trade him to like the Cowboys or something in the NFC.
Mm-hmm. Hard agree.
When we get back from the break, and I'm excited for Kaylina here because she hasn't sent anyone to break in months, so this is going to be a lot of pressure on her. So I'm going to do the cadence really slow so she can get the buttons right back at the station. It's more 2 Men On from Rio Bravo Brewery on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
If you need firewood for winter, it's
Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to Two Men On, where Simon Gay is with us, talking the world of fantasy football. We're also going to preview some baseball tonight. The Yankees are playing, so we're excited about that. They're playing the Cleveland Commanders, man. Cleveland Commanders.
It's the Final Four.
It's different sport.
Oh,
It's so funny that you mess up the Cleveland name every time.
What do you mean mess it up? Like they got a new name a couple years ago. It's like a.
Did you hear? Oh, I forget who it was.
Take your time.
Might have been Tony Romo or something.
Okay. We did not. Then the answer is we did not.
They called the Commanders the Redskins on air, and then he stopped talking for a minute. It's
got it in the ear.
I'm guessing the producers were talking to him.
Wide receivers on the move. Lots going on in the world of fantasy football, and that's why Simon Gay is here with us. Brees Hall had 87% of the snaps, also 23 touches. Also, he looked like a new beast against the Buffalo, even though his team lost. Do I now have faith again in Brees Hall, boys? Is Brees Hall now an RB1 on my lineup again?
I mean, yes. The Bills' run defense is horrible. It's been bad all year. But we talked about their schedule earlier. Next week will be bad. But after that, I mean, he'll be good. And then Devontae Adams will open up so much for him. It's going to they were loading the box. It was Garrett Wilson and Brees Hall. That's it. Now they're going to have to guard two receivers, play over the top, and then they're going to have Brees Hall. He's going to catch pass. He caught 5 passes last week.
So Conklin's coming to life. That's what I just heard. Let's go.
Maybe. Yeah, I like Conklin. He's pretty good. He's a good string.
I don't know what that word means in the world of fantasy.
Pick a guy up off waivers and play
him
for a week.
It's a lot of the play calling too, because the Jets had way too many primetime games for as good as they are.
Good point.
But we were forced to watch them a lot at the beginning of this season. And so many times that I see Brees Hall just plowing into the 1 gap, into the 3 gap, just no holes to run. And they just said, you know what? That didn't work last time. I'll tell you what. Let's do it 15 more times in a row. And he just slammed into the back of the offensive line. Never got him isolated, never got him a hole to run through.
It's because Nathaniel Hackett's horrible. He's been horrible everywhere he's been. But the only reason he has a job is because of Aaron Rodgers. Well, he basically doesn't have a job now.
Yeah.
He's just getting paid to sit there and watch the game.
My last thought on Brees Hall, he doesn't have a finish move. He doesn't have a move at the end of a run to where he can get the whatever he needs. If it's to find the goal line, if it's to find the first down marker, he doesn't have a thing. He just kind of collapses when he's touched in the open field, and that's weird to me. We're also not the guys who regularly talk about this part of sports, but how in your many years of playing football were you not taught how to shake one guy? One tackler will bring him down every single time.
The weird thing to me is watching that game yesterday was kind of concerning watching him. He looked really slow.
Mm-hmm.
He looked like he got to the edge and it looked like Austin Eckler, barely chugging along. It was really weird because he's been fast previously, but watching that yesterday, he did not look very quick, and that's concerning. But he'll have all the room in the world now.
Continuing the Too Much Jets talk, play their defense this Sunday night against the Pittsburgh Steelers as they've decided to start Russell Wilson. What?
He's not starting yet, but he probably will.
So dumb. It is so dumb if they do.
Did you hear Mike Tomlin?
He is currently.
He said stats are for losers or something like that. So now he's just benching Justin Fields.
Tom Pelissero on Twitter is reporting that Russell Wilson's first-team reps in practice this week, putting him in line to make his season debut and start Sunday night against the Jets. Fields is 4-2.
Or they're going to make him sit in the sideline, full pads, helmet on, whole game. It's so funny. The only guy I've ever seen wear a helmet on the sideline for the whole game and not play.
Well, he likes to listen to the play call.
He can just put a headset on. Or just stand by the coach.
Oh, he likes it. He likes the reception better when it's in his helmet.
It's because
he doesn't need. He wants them off the headphones.
He gets on a knee every play on the sideline and calls the play to no huddle. He's just sitting there by himself on a knee,
cosplaying what his old job was. This is dumb. They will lose. Russell Wilson will lose to the Jets. The Jets defense is way too good to throw Russell Wilson in there for the first time on a new team.
Maybe that's the plan. Make Russell Wilson look horrible and put Fields back in.
I love it. If that's the case, look, Mike Tomlin knows his offense isn't good enough to win playoff games anyways.
Correct.
He just wants to be over 500 and keep the streak going. And he could be over 500 with either of these two quarterbacks.
Yeah, he just sits there and watches TJ Watt wreck every game.
Yeah.
I got some stats for you about the best player in fantasy. Also, he's on my fantasy squad because I called him before the year started.
You better be talking about Sean Tucker.
Talking about Derrick Henry, brother. Through 6 weeks, 704 rushing yards, 9 total tutties in his first year with the Ravens. The 30-year-old running back is unstoppable. 5.92 yards per carry. Are you kidding me? That's the highest of his career. 125.5 per game from the scrimmage, 8 rushing tutties, 1 in the air. Leads all skill players. It's a special thing up there in Baltimore with him. Also, as far as athletes go, can he always be the most freak one? Is no one going to catch him? He's been a pro for 7 years. And before then, you remember those pictures of him in Alabama when he was standing over Yaffle children. This dude's unreal.
Yeah. I mean,
Derrick
it's
Henry
fun to watch.
has more yards per carry than Will Levis has yards per completion.
Where'd you get that number?
That is sad.
Did you just look that up? Or
No.
did you? No, was that a thing?
I've been looking at this all day.
Oh,
This
God.
This is the craziest stat of the fantasy year so far, that Derrick Henry is averaging more per rush than a quarterback is per
Do you
completion.
think if he threw the ball, he'd be better than Levis?
If Derrick Henry did?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
He's a lock to lead the league in tutties.
Rushing, yeah.
Oh,
I mean, he had 16 in 2019 and 17 in 2020, and he's going to do better. He might have 22.
22 is the record, right?
I'm not sure.
He seems like a guy who is trying to break the rushing tutty record. He seems like the guy.
The record is 28 by LaDainian Tomlinson in 2006.
So he needs 28.5. Okay.
He's at 8 through 6 games. That puts him at 24. He'd need to go crazy.
Well, they get one extra game that LaDainian
true.
didn't get.
True.
So let's keep that in mind.
Derrick Henry is 7 of 9 for a 77% completion percentage, 4 tutties, no picks. That scores him a 123.4 passer rating.
And he throws the ball like Phillip
He's
Rivers.
He's as good as 2 Will Levises.
He shot puts the ball when he throws it too. I think he threw a pass. I don't remember when. It was recent.
He is the example of why you keep your mouth shut during the draft too. Like, obviously, we're talking fantasy football a little bit. I feel like I was, by Van Nunley, called a moron for taking Derrick Henry so early.
Whoa. I was super high on Derrick Henry.
I took him before you.
That might have been Jared. It could have been Jared Gay.
I love Derrick Henry and Barkley in the draft. They were going in a great spot. One of the fun ones to talk about is Tyrone Tracy.
Give me more.
He fills in for Singletary in 2 games. He had 17 points last week, 26 points this week. He was 6 for 6 with 57 yards through the air, and he was 17 for 50 on the ground, which isn't good. But 26 points filling in for Singletary, he might take that job. If Singletary does bad when he comes back, he looks great. If he's available in your league, pick him up. He probably isn't now, but if he's there, he's worth some free. He's worth a waiver claim for sure.
He's still under 50% across all average platforms.
Tyrone
So, I
Tracy.
mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's still going to be available in a lot of them.
Don't sleep on Terry McLaurin. Scary Terry has 51% of the Washington Guardians receiving yards. He is unreal on the outside, doesn't score enough. But if you're in a situation now because of all this weird wide receiver 1 shuffling and you see some movement, I say sell, try. If anyone's willing, like, go and get. Like, the dude is, like, if you're in last place and you got to give up the farm and grab waiver wire guys to have one good player, he's a guy that might not look like he has as much value as he really does.
Yeah, he looks like Jaden Daniels' best friend. I mean, he caught 2 touchdowns this past week. He had 112 yards the week before. He looks great. And I've always liked him. He's always been good. He's just been super consistent. Now that he has a quarterback who can get him the ball, he's going to be good for the rest of the year for sure.
We'll step away so we can come back. Also, we need to order some tacos. It's 2 Men On, live from Rio Bravo Brewery on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. It is a Taco Tuesday. We at the Y tomorrow, man?
Yes, we are.
Can we go to the McLeod Y tomorrow?
That was my idea too,
Love
man.
Going to the McLeod Y tomorrow. That's going to be a lot of fun. You know my favorite part about the Y? Not to be this guy. Fellowship.
The fellowship.
Fellowship.
My goodness, the camaraderie there.
Simon, where do you work out at?
Sports and wellness.
Why don't you come with us to the Y?
I'm good.
Do you like Fellowship?
Sure.
They got it in droves.
Lovely people.
Yeah, how do you like nice people?
The nicest people.
I love
in
nice
town.
people.
See?
What about brand new equipment?
That's pretty cool too.
They got that.
Sounds pretty nice.
They got also karate.
What about New
Oh,
Mexico Pinion?
I'm good on the karate. No, thank you.
You saw Aiden Hutchinson's leg, and you're like, I'm
Oh
not
my
kicking anything ever again.
Dude, that's so horrible. I felt so bad.
I'd be so mad if
Except
I was
I,
his
except I
weight.
watched it like 15 times.
You did? Are you into that? Because I can't do that stuff.
I'm not into it, but I just like seeing that is just like he didn't even hit him that hard.
No.
It's like the Conor McGregor
like
thing
it-
where he kicked him and stepped back and his ankle folded.
Why did you bring that up?
But like seeing that with he's like such a freak athlete, you don't expect that to happen to guys like that unless they get like rolled up on by a 300-pound guy.
Yeah.
But he like his leg just swung around, hit the guy's kneecap, and snapped.
It's had to have been broken for a long time.
Yeah, probably like a stress fracture or hairline
It's
fracture.
been there for a long time and finally gave up in that one moment because he didn't hit it hard enough.
He's had such a good year, man.
Yeah.
Sucks.
He was my DE1.
So you think he'll be back next week, or
I think he can throw a break. He's got a rod in there now.
He's the
No,
type.
he's out for 10 months probably.
He's the Dan Campbell like poster child, like meathead that will do everything he
oh,
can.
he will.
He
Play
is the
in
20
last week.
He is
will
the
play-
24-year-old Dan Campbell
Yeah.
for sure.
Sure. Yeah, he's gonna
Well-
try to play in the last week and get into the playoffs.
You guys are being awful romantic about football right now because when Dan Campbell was a player, he was not good.
No,
He-
but he's a sick coach.
Oh well, I mean,
Wait, he doesn't call plays. He's the motivational type.
he's going to
if-
motivate Aiden Hutchinson to have one of those little bicycle scooter knee things. You know what I'm talking about on the sideline with the little 4-wheel. What's that thing called when you break your leg?
Scooter?
It's just a scooter.
It's not a scooter. Scooters you play on. This is like a
it's like a knee scooter.
yeah,
I don't know
it's
what to call it.
like a meta scooter.
I
Like,
think Aiden Hutchinson could rush the passer with crutches and still get past some of the offensive tackles.
Hard agree.
His swim move would be
Or
good.
one leg.
Yeah.
Just put him in for field goal block. Really,
Why?
he could hop.
So
Captain
he
Morgan
can hop with
will
2 legs
blow
too.
up in Detroit.
That's a good one.
Dude, everyone will be drinking Captain Morgan.
Peg leg.
All right, I need some help in the world of fantasy football.
I know your team's rough.
Nice.
That's not true.
He's starting the human meme
Yeah.
in his league.
Now, is that Will Levis?
Yep.
All right, so I'm trying to drop him because I saw Andy Dalton became
The
available.
red rifle.
He's a stud.
You're in trouble.
I wouldn't drop Will Levis. I drop Gardner Minshew for him.
He's been dropped for a while.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Did anybody have the nerve to pick up Aiden O'Connell in the league?
I had
I'm
him.
assuming
You
he's
dropped him?
available.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
I also dropped Joe Flacco. I'm going through it quarterback wise.
Joe Flacco probably won't start next week.
So it's a 2-quarterback league we're talking about.
Yes.
And the only people available, Dalton, Flacco, Minshew,
I just dropped 2 of those.
Wilson, Aiden O'Connell.
Oh,
Bryce
Wilson?
Young.
Russell Wilson.
Let's
Snoop
go.
Oh, pick him up.
Yeah. All right, I'm set now. Don't even worry about my following question.
I'm going to add him just so you can't have him.
See, that's mean. The stuff that you're saying is
There is one player who
Look, okay, here's your guy, Snoop Huntley. Go after
Shut
Snoop Huntley. Snoop Huntley is about to be your QB1 this week, baby. Drake
Oh,
May
man.
and Snoop Huntley are your dudes.
Speaking of Drake May, there's
Stud.
a guy on the Kayshawn Booty
Uh,
or Butte.
good name. Good
He's,
name.
he's from LSU, was really good in college, got in trouble his senior year, whatever. But
What
when-
kind of
but
trouble? Like took money or like beat someone up?
Neither. I think he just had like team. I don't know, behavioral issues.
Okay. That
But-
means beat
But
someone
he
up.
showed
Dude
up.
likes to party.
He showed up with Drake May playing. So when you have a rookie quarterback come in, and then there's a receiver that goes off. I mean, he had 14 points, not really going off. But when you have a receiver that shows up like that, he's someone worth adding because Drake May is going to continue to start, and Booty will probably continue to get the ball. Same thing with Spencer Rattler playing. Bub Means, I know you probably guys don't even know who that is.
Yeah, of course we don't.
But Bub Means, he plays for the Saints, and he did very well with Spencer Rattler. So when you have a player come in that starts, and then they have a receiver that shows up with them, it's someone worth adding to keep on your team. I mean, you can play both of them. You might want to see him do it one more time. But
I would love
both
to have a
those guys-
team with mean Rattler Booty.
Yes.
If they're on the same team, they got to get Booty on that team.
Now, for a
And
lot
look,
of
when you got like a rookie or a second string or a third string quarterback in, he's working with the second teamers. He's working with the practice squad.
All those young receivers
when
that are
he-
coming up.
So, like you said, like Rattler and May, he's used to throwing to the 5th or 6th guy.
Mhm.
That's the only one available to him to practice with. So, of course, like he knows his hands, he knows his routes. He's going to be looking for a guy like that.
And both of them were good in college. Kayshawn Booty was insane. I think his sophomore year at LSU.
there were 20 consecutive seasons where I had a guy on my fantasy football team named Frank Gore.
It's a good guy to have on your team.
There's now a guy named Frank Gore Jr. who's being called up
You
by the
don't want him on your
Bills.
team.
He's
not
going to
he's
make.
not going to play.
He's going to be in his first NFL game.
No, he already was. It was yesterday.
Did he win?
He didn't play.
Oh,
No, didn't play.
Did you not see Ray Davis just go off,
Ray Davis did go off.
even though he was announced as the backup? They said he's the backup. Ty Johnson gets 1 carry for 12 yards. The rest of the game is Ray Davis.
so you don't think I should put him on my dynasty team?
I have Franco on my dynasty team. He's on my taxi squad.
That's what I'm talking. What I don't know what that means. Is that like an Uber thing?
It's like 4 spots to put a rookie that won't play, so you can hold him for a year.
When do you upgrade that verbiage to Uber squad?
Uber?
Well, who's taking taxis?
Oh my gosh. Nobody.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Except the Tesla taxis.
Same with these guys.
Don't know if you saw those work.
That's why it's called the taxi squad.
I don't
because
know
no one's
anything about
taking these guys either.
Yeah. You want him on the taxi squad because no one else wants him.
When we get back from the break, we continue down our world of fantasy football. Also, where are my tacos?
Oh, bummer.
It's a Taco Tuesday here at the Rio Bravo Brewery.
Oh, wait. You haven't ordered any yet. That's a very
that's why you don't have
slow me
it.
down.
because when you order them,
Then they show up.
what they do next is you're not going to believe this. Make them fresh, and then shortly after that, deliver them to you.
There's like 5 different flavors.
They're undefeated in doing that.
They have avocado,
Mm-hmm.
chickens, beefs,
Mm-hmm.
a different type of beefs,
Yes.
and a fish.
Okay. Yeah.
So you're going to order them or just hope they
All the
magically
stuff.
appear?
Hey, tacos.
No one heard you.
Yeah, it didn't work out for me. It's 2 Minute on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On. We are at Rio Bravo Brewery. You are listening to us. Simon Gay is here. Kaylina is back at the station. We haven't talked to her at all. It's been lovely. All right, Simon, give us your waiver wire additions for going into week 7. Also, Cooper Kupp's not available. I have him. He's coming off IR.
I sure hope he's not available. Be in a 2-person league.
Just say I got him.
One of them is Alexander Madison. He might be owned. He's starting for the Raiders. Raiders are going to be bad. He's probably going to get the ball a lot, so he's a good ad. Tyler Algier is on the Falcons. He is Bijan's backup, but he had 100 yards last week, so they're clearly going to involve him in the game.
It looks like a backfield by committee now,
which sucks for Bijan.
It sucks because
but Tyler Algier is good.
Yeah.
He was good 2 years ago when he was by himself. He was good. And then Bub Means and Kayshawn Booty are 2 guys I talked about earlier. Both of those guys are worth adding if you need somebody. Bub Means is better. He's going to have more of a chance, especially if Chris Olave misses the game because he got lit up.
Say Trey Benson's name.
Do you think he's taking over?
I mean, seemed like a stud, right? He's definitely going to end up being available in some places.
Well, he's fast, so that helps too. I like him. It's so hard to overtake James Conner. He's been good for the Cardinals. They like him. He's being paid a lot of money. I mean, I think next year Benson will be good, but that doesn't do anything for anyone right now.
If you got a bench spot, like stash him.
Yeah,
like, for sure.
Oh,
If he becomes RB1, like he's got the talent to do it.
If Connor gets hurt, which he does every single year, he'll be good. Connor's never played a full season. Like last year, he played 13 games. The year before that, 13, 15, 13, 10. So Benson's going to start eventually. Another one is Tank Bigsby. He's probably owned, but Etienne got hurt, so he's probably going to start. And he's looked really good even with Etienne there. Right. So I think if he's available, grab him. Cam Akers just got traded. Don't even worry about that. It's just so that the Vikings have a backup. I know people might start adding him thinking he's going to play, but Aaron Jones is the guy there.
I have a note because we're at that part of the season where teams are going into buys. You kind of have to look at teams who are playing for certain positions like tight end.
Better not be about the Browns.
It's going to be about Hunter Henry, though. Because I think Drake May is about to just rely on him more than any rook has relied on any tight end ever. Now, is this like one of those high risk, high reward kind of deals?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe.
But the whole tight end position is, and they're all so bad. I mean, he's had 2 really good games. 4 weeks have been But Drake May comes in, he has 41 yards and a touchdown. So he's been good. I mean, he's definitely worth an ad. He's been fantastic in the past. A couple of years ago, not recently, but
the Patriots are going to want to run the ball.
And
they're going to want to dink and dunk. But the problem is they're going to be trailing every second half of the game. So Drake May is going to get his reps, and all of his receivers will get extra chances too.
And the Patriots love tight ends,
especially ones who kill people. Oh gosh, that's so long ago.
I mean, the series just came out, so it's back in the social norms.
If you need a tight end, which you probably do, Colby Parkinson's worth an ad. He saw 13 targets against the Packers. That was a week ago, but he's a good ad. I mean, Cooper Kupp's probably still going to be out. Puka's still out. Matthew Stafford throws the ball a lot, so that's definitely someone that you can look at. But if Jerry Jeudy's available, I know he's on the Browns. Browns suck, but they have to throw the ball to somebody. Even if Deshaun Watson completes 11 passes, if it's just 11, 4 of them go to Jerry Jeudy, he might be all right.
Right, I agree.
And someone's got to catch touchdowns if they eventually get down there.
I got a waiver claim out for Jeudy right now in a league that I'm desperate on wide receivers.
Not going to beat me for him.
I will pick him up and play him immediately. I am that hurting.
I mean, it's a good ad. He's a good player to have. He's going to be the wide receiver number 1. But granted, Amari Cooper was not good in that role this year because Deshaun Watson sucks. But Jerry Jeudy is a great ad. Jacoby Myers is fantastic. He's definitely owned. But he's out. Maybe someone dropped him. He missed a game, so it's possible.
Cam Akers going to the Vikings means what?
Nothing. It's just so they have a backup. They didn't have anybody behind Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones will be fine. I think he's coming back. He missed last game. I don't know if he's coming back this week or not. They haven't projected for points. I don't know why. He was on. Okay, he practiced on Monday. Nothing about today. Cam Akers is just a backup for sure.
Are we sure the trade deadline's not today?
Positive. That'd be really bad if it was. It'd be really boring for the rest of the year.
I'm just I don't know if I've seen this many in one day.
That's 3 of them, right? Because Adams got traded today.
Yeah. Well, if Mike Williams gets traded before EOB,
I don't even know where he would go because I think they signed him for like $10 million.
is that a lot for that position? Because I feel like
It's a lot for teams that would want a receiver because all the teams that would want a receiver right now are probably in bad places with money.
I feel like NFL money's not real.
Yeah.
You're correct.
Good little segment.
But if Mike Williams before he gets traded, you can go trade for him. I mean, he's the wide receiver 4. You can go trade for him and hope he becomes a wide receiver 1 or 2 somewhere.
Simon, good job today.
Thank you.
Caught up in the world of fantasy. Baseball is where we turn our direction to the 5 o'clock hour. The Yankees play tonight against the Cleveland Commanders. We're really excited for that one.
Go Yankees.
You wear a Yankees cap around?
I have 3 really unique ones. So yeah.
Like, what does that mean? Like one that also has the Mets on it?
No, I like the ones that are like not the regular colors. Like I have the American flag one. I have their All-Star hat, and then I have a brown one with flowers on it. It's pretty cool.
Like in case you go to like Samoan Islands?
No, the flowers are just underneath the bill. It's not the whole thing flowers. The hat's brown. I just like the hats that are not the team colors. Like my Bills hat is tan with mountains on it.
So I had a similar thing a couple of years ago where, like, obviously I'm a St. Louis Cardinals guy growing up in St.
That
Louis.
sucks.
Right, because I couldn't wear red hats for a while.
Well, no, because they suck.
Like 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks.
3. It's 3. 3 more weeks. Red hats will be cool again.
Just make sure it doesn't have writing on it. Just make sure it
Nice
has a
try,
logo.
Fred Durst.
I bought a pink one is the point I'm trying to get to. I had to get away from
Wear it right now.
It's the month for
Breast
it.
cancer.
Yeah.
well, the pink one I wear all the time.
Where's it at? Where are you wearing it right now?
It's in the car.
Vans?
Also, I'm growing
Van's
it out.
not even wearing a hat. Holy crap.
Because I got my beautiful locks out.
It's coming back because you look
Yeah.
bad for a while.
I shaved head summer was a lot of fun.
It sucked.
But it's nice to have a head of hair again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you shaved your head just to get skin cancer on top of your head? Was that the plan?
Good question. Answer that.
I
Why
wore
would you shave
I
your
wore
head?
SPF every day. Like I'm a ginger.
SPF what?
At
like-
least 30 every morning.
I was
even in the
going to
winter.
say 100. You might need that.
Oh, I put on at least 50 if I'm like out in the sun for a long time.
So if you're
Put on
inside,
a hat.
so if you're inside, you put on 30. If you're
Yes.
outside, you put on 50.
Inside in the winter. Yeah.
Because that light above
If
you,
I'm on a-
if you turn that light above you on, you might get burnt.
You're gonna
There's
roast.
no way. That's why it's off.
Wear a hat, kids.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
at-
one more guy, Zay Jones.
Yep.
Just got activated from being suspended on the Cardinals. Zay Jones. Sorry,
that's a good one.
I had that written down. Forgot to say it.
Also, if any Packers wide receivers are still available in your league, swoop them up.
Any of them, yeah.
They're going to Jordan Love's going to throw over 300 yards a week, and all these kids are going to get 5 or 6 catches, 50, 60, 70 yards, and a tutty.
If
You just-
Kaylina hit the outro music, I didn't hear it. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610. Boo, sports animal.
with producer Isaiah Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The
Mike's up.
Animal.
We're at Rio Bravo Brewery. It's 5 o'clock. It's the Teller Hour. Simon Gay still with us. We're about to talk the ALCS tonight. The New York Yankee Doodles are playing the Cleveland Commanders, and we're going to set up our prize picks. Prize picks promo code KNML will match you up to 100% of your initial deposit. So if you put in $100, we're going to match you $100. If you put in $69.69, well, that's what Kaylina did back at the studio.
Nice.
So nice. All right, boys. I'm looking at my prize picks here, right? I like Anthony Rizzo more than 0.5 total bases. I believe he's going to get on base tonight.
Problem is, walks don't count.
What? That's not a base?
Yeah. Total bases are hits only. So that's a bummer for him because I think he's going to take a walk tonight.
Is there a walk bet for him?
Yeah, is there a walk
There
bet?
is.
All right, hold on. Walks allowed? No.
Ooh, it's a red goblin too.
All right, so you say Anthony Rizzo drawing a walk,
Correct.
0.5, take more.
Yep.
All right, so I'm taking him off total bases.
Do you even know if he walked last game? Do you even know?
Well,
He walked twice.
Really?
Is that look at the?
It doesn't tell
previous-
you. There's no little
Oh, there's
bar.
no
thing.
He
Previous
walked
one.
once. I'm taking it.
Yeah.
Good call, Van.
This is a good one. Now, I really like earn runs allowed. And I think Tanner Beebe, is that correct?
Yeah.
He's going to give up more than 1.5. How do you guys feel about that?
He is a
See,
lights
I
out
actually have him
stud.
for over 3.5 hits. 3.5 hits allowed
That, I
because
think,
he's hit that in every game.
That I think is more reasonable.
I mean, this is in front. All right, pitcher strikeout. So Cole and Beebe more or less than 10 strikeouts combined.
Yes. Bibby can sling it. He
So-
can
So more or less.
So more or less.
more.
More
Okay.
or less.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yes. He said.
More.
All right.
Definitely more.
So we're looking at kind of a pitcher dominated one, the way you guys are talking
I also
right now.
have Josh Naylor, the first baseman, not the catcher,
Okay, what's he
with
doing?
over half a strikeout.
Smart.
It is
Yeah.
it's a green goblin one, but
You know how hard it is for him to get that belly around to make contact with baseball?
That's a big belly boy.
but
He's a
even
thick
even
boy.
Bo Naylor with no belly still strikes out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I like where you're going with some of these because if we're predicting so many combined strikeouts, it's smart for us to double down on guys striking out.
Yes, it is.
This is a good move. So Josh Naylor more 0.5 strikeouts. I'm gonna take what you're giving me and I'm gonna up it a little bit. Aaron Judge,
not the business.
not the business, but 1.5 is high. How do you feel about Anthony Volpe? Give him a strikeout?
You just mentioned Judge for no reason.
Well, it was 1.5. I thought it was
You
0.5.
threw me off.
I would say Verdugo's more likely to strike out than Volpe. Volpe is like
I wish there was a ground and double play one because Verdugo would be a lock every day.
Yes.
Hey, Gleyber Torres could strike out tonight.
Verdugo doesn't have a strikeout one because they know it
Because
already.
they know what's going to happen. Yeah.
Oh man.
Lane Thomas will not strike out twice. Jose Ramirez could strike out. He hits the ball. I mean, he makes contact.
I would never, ever in my existence bet against Jose Ramirez.
He
That is
has
foolish.
Are you gonna bet against him right now?
his 3 strikeouts in his life. I mean, I don't
If you
know.
bet on strikeouts, he's going 4 for 4 with 4 home runs.
Mhm. Yes, he will.
He will not miss the ball if you bet against him.
Here's what I want. I want all of my predictions to go really well.
Oh, you can't pick the combined strikeouts if you take Bibby's hits allowed.
Now you
That
can
is
have
correct.
2. So I'm going to take Jimenez taking a strikeout. He is in his last 5 games. He has at least 1 in every game, and he's 0.5 in right here.
Hey, I love that one.
All right, so give me the more on that. Somebody has to win this thing. Somebody.
Someone has to. That's how it works.
It's how it works.
You cannot go with no win tonight, no matter what team you're talking about.
Aaron Judge has been booty. Hits, runs, ribbies, 1.5. Take the less.
I would take the less on anything Aaron Judge right now. He's been ice cold, and
See,
he's
but
got to hit off
Every
Tanner
time I bet
Bibby.
against him,
Yeah.
home run. Every time.
It's like it makes no sense whatsoever. But it's
He's
like,
also so you say he's been bad, but 2 games in a row he's at 2 hits, runs, RBIs. 2 games in a row.
Well, let's say he's due because he's 0.5 hits, Green Goblin.
I hate it.
Taking it.
I've seen him
doing
swing the
it.
bat.
Yeah, I have 2, and it goes a mile.
And I can't. Yeah.
The bat doesn't go a mile. The ball goes a mile.
Yeah. Thanks for clarifying.
I'm going to take him too, and then I'm just like for prosperity because I trust it. I'm going to take Stanton also to get a hit tonight.
Oh,
Hey, Stanton to get a dong. How
Mr.
about that?
October. I saw a tweet. It's like, is he the new Mr. October? Like, come on.
This is first
He hit-
playoff that
he
he's been
hit
healthy.
2 home runs.
Yeah.
That's such a cool nickname.
Mr. October.
It's so cool they try to make a new one that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's only one.
There's only one. There's only one Mr. November.
That's correct.
Like, that's how good of a...
Who's Mr. October, Fred?
Oh, Reggie Jackson.
Reggie
There
Jackson.
you go.
But Mr. November.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Oh, come on.
Derek Jeter.
It's actually a song.
Yeah, about Derek Jeter. All right, so there you go. We're playing tonight. So I got my lineup here. I got Anthony Rizzo, more than 0.5 walks. Good
Yep.
job, Van. I got the pitching duo at more than 10 strikeouts. I got
Yep.
Josh Naylor at more than 0.5 striking out. I
Yep.
got Jimenez at more than 0.5 striking out.
Yep.
Aaron Judge with more than 0.5 hits.
Always.
Giancarlo
Rolling them
Stanton, more than 0.5 hits, runs ribbies.
That one's risky.
What?
I actually like that one because they're going to pitch around him because he's so hot. They'll be pitching to Judge and around Stanton. He'll probably take a walk, and then somebody else will knock him in. Boom, there's a run.
I mean, I think it's a pretty good little lineup here. I'm excited to celebrate this
Gonna
one.
win $100. How much do you put down per bet?
To whatever equals $100 payout. so whatever the bet ends
So
up being.
$5.
Yeah, if that's what gets me there.
It's
Like
$6.37 or whatever.
yeah.
That's one goblin.
So this one is well. Also, I don't do it twice, right? So if I'm like, okay, $5 doesn't give me there, go to 10. So it's either always $5 or $10. So $10 on this one it pays out 14 times.
So you're putting 100 down tonight, is what you're saying?
No, we'll never put down. I just play the one $10 bet, $140 payout. If I win, it's a good night at the Rio Bravo Brewery. That's the point I'm trying to get to here. You're from New York, the city, or excuse me, the state. You're a big Yankee guy. What was your first postseason memory of the Yankees? What was your? Were you a fan in 2009? Because you're what, 21?
Yeah, I was 6.
Yeah, so that's before your time.
I mean,
really.
I was watching it, but I don't remember much.
Yeah.
They haven't really been much in the playoffs since then.
Well, it's been 15 years. You know, it's been 15 years since they've had a thing. Do you feel like there's like a lore around it? Do you have extra excitement about this run? Like, your Yankee fandom, how does it stretch like to your childhood? Because you didn't see success as a childhood
I think
fan.
it was expected for them to get here with Soto and Judge and then Cole coming back. I think it was expected. I think if they make the World Series, that's when it'll get super exciting.
It used to be like that every year.
Yep.
It's so crazy how far they've fallen from grace.
It's just been a long time. They're getting there.
Yeah, even though they win 90 games every year, they just don't do anything.
They
in the
lose in the
playoffs.
divisional to the Royals or the Guardians or
Yep.
Well, and they'll have the same
Astros.
downfall every year. It was, they didn't have the pitching. They didn't have,
But this year they do.
That's-
They had more pitching than everybody.
Got everything right now.
We'll see what happens.
they're not accidentally good. Like, I agree with you guys. Like, they're in the mix because they're good, but they just haven't caught whatever that yip is, whatever that bug is.
And the fact that the Mets-Yankees World Series is still a possibility is pretty crazy.
I mean, they're both great possibilities as long as the Yankees win. And I'm not traditionally rooting for the Yankees. I just want the most watched World Series of all time.
Mhm.
Whether it's a Subway Series or Yankees-Dodgers, it's going to be the biggest one ever.
Well, especially with how much popularity baseball's had this year. So much higher than it has been recently. So I think it doesn't matter who it is in the World Series, it's going to be crazy.
With the Yankees having the one-game lead into tonight, it almost feels like manifest destiny for them. Like it.
You got your ace on the mound.
Yeah.
Your 2, 3, 4 hitters are healthy. Like, yeah.
In the Bronx, like, and I guess, talking about the Mets and the Dodgers, sure, it can go either way. Either way, you're going to have a compelling story. You're going to have, East Coast versus West Coast. You're going to have, like, the money of the Northeast, the money of the Southwest. You're going to have, the two teams that are expected to be there a whole year there, it's going to be worth watching. Like, that's a good, like, blockbuster movie. But if you have the Mets and the Yankees, like, this is like as good of a movie, but from like an art house.
You don't even need travel days. Put them 7 days back to back to back.
Oh, that would
that's
be
the thing.
And literally make them take the subway.
Well, the murders.
They
man.
have to-
Why are you not factoring in murder?
That's part of it.
No, they're all going to take helicopters.
The team with the least murders wins.
The team that murders the least, or is murdered the least?
The second one,
Okay.
probably.
Does a lot of the country tune out if it's New York, New York?
Oh,
No.
God, no. No way.
You guys
There's
are
Yankees fans everywhere.
Oh, and
There's Mets fans in a few places.
and everyone else just hate watching both of them, like rooting for both of them to lose. Like, can this go 8 games so they can have more losses? Like, that's what
Yeah,
baseball haters.
can it be like 15-12 just to see the pitchers get lit up?
There'll be a lot of Cleveland like Commander fans if for any reason they make it to the World Series. Because it'll be, if it's the Mets, like low key, they might be the most hated Major League Baseball franchise. I think that's accurate.
The Mets?
Yeah. I don't know
Nah,
who.
Maybe.
the Astros?
Yeah, it's
Did
probably
you
the
forget
Astros.
about the
Yeah, I did
Astros?
forget about that.
Because they're not in the American League Championship Series for the first time in 8 years.
Yeah, but nobody messes with like only losers like the Mets. Like, I'm not trying to like just say a super blankety thing.
Yeah.
The guys who are like, you know what I'm about, Robin.
Uh-huh.
You know, Batman
Ventura?
sucks. Yeah, I'm super about Robin.
Well, Robin Ventura.
Oh,
Is
that's
like
a good get.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's like, there's something to be said about an individual who chooses to root for little brother. Like, what are
Yeah.
you doing? No one picks the White Sox. No one.
The
no one
White
picks.
Sox.
No one picks the Angels.
Did they win a game this year?
That's
The White
what I'm
Sox?
saying. That's what the Mets are.
Like 31 of them, I think.
I went to one of the games this year in August too. They're bad.
But yeah, they're the worst ever. It's easily provable. You can tell by having the most losses of all
So what
time.
they should do is get the Angels and White Sox to play on the off days between the Yankees and Mets,
Whoever and
the-
who gets the first
or
pick.
whoever's the World Series. Yeah,
Yeah.
those two teams should play, and whoever wins gets the first pick,
Right.
not whoever loses.
Because we know how the White Sox do in the World Series. They will cheat to throw it. So there's that.
You're talking about the Black Sox scandal
Yes, I
of the
am.
1920s.
Yes, I am. That's a
Were you alive around?
deep cut.
Did you watch those games?
I read books.
Only with SPF 30 on his head, though.
Oh, for sure. Not in a park, I don't.
The lore of old school baseball story, like, because Van says I read books about baseball. There is no way to read like a historically accurate baseball thing. It's all put into poetry somehow.
Yes.
It's all like romanticized, and you're like, what? Can I just get what happened here? No.
I got a history of the National League and history of American League books that came out from the year I was born. And they've traveled with me my whole adult life. And every once in a while, I'll crack it open and read some old stories about the lore of baseball.
Those pages are still legible.
I kept it in fantastic shape. It's very nice.
They'll have these like verbiages in them where they're like, baseball played in the Southeast has a grass that's grown nowhere else.
Mhm.
The dirt meets the mound, and the mound is where men stand.
In that
Men who play a game.
in that phrase right
Yes.
there is the baseball field for the A's when the Raiders were playing football
Yes.
on top of it.
Yes. Uh-huh.
When the 40-yard line's dirt.
Marking that field of baseball play is the cleat of one Sebastian Janikowski. Like, it's the sexiest one to write about. Like, yeah, I can't think of another one where author is like, you know what we could do with the game of basketball? Squeak, 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 squeak.
Right.
No,
Not
like
it-
it's
It's not romantic as baseball.
No.
Nothing is.
nothing.
Especially when the games used to be 6 hours long.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
But at that time, it was 6 hours away from your wife.
Yeah.
You know, it was, this is
Uh-huh.
what we yearned for.
I have her schedule her Tupperware parties the same day as playoff
Mm.
baseball.
I left the home and on her dresser a bottle of laudanum. And when I would return,
Man, you guys
she would be
old.
slumbered.
That's when we played baseball on horses.
Yes.
You guys are old.
Yeah, that's our whole deal.
You get the show.
I can't believe these guys in their late 30s and early 40s so easily connect with the young audience with phrases like booty and cheeks, and the older audience with references to Cheers.
And laudanum.
Jeez.
Good job, CBS Sports. Stupid on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. It's going to take 9 figures to replace the roof on Tropicana Field due to the damage caused by Hurricane Milton.
They're not entering that stadium ever again. They're going to be playing from a minor league field until the new stadium is built. That thing is done.
Francisco Lindor was not named a Gold Glove finalist at shortstop.
By the way, if you're one of the 6 or 7 Tampa Bay Rays fans, they're selling pieces of the Tropicana
Like
roof
strangers
tarp.
are that stole it.
Yeah, the tarp that blew all over the city. You can buy little pieces of it on eBay, sometimes framed, sometimes just folded up and mailed to you. Like,
I'm going to tell you what they're going to do. It's not what you said. They're going to take the whole roof off, and then they're going to put in some sort of like crude drainage system for the field. Like that's going to end up being what it is.
just leave it open.
Yep.
Milton decided that this is an open stadium now.
Like, and it's going to be like really impossible to play because of the way the weather is down there.
So many rainouts.
But that's going to end up being their plan because they're going to take that roof off anyways for when they take the whole thing down. And you've never been inside there. I've been inside there one time for a Royal Rumble.
No, I only go to good stadiums.
Why are you talking to me like this? The Royal Rumble was there. What was I supposed to do?
Not go to Tampa?
No, I had to go to
There's
Tampa.
no way you're skipping the Royal Rumble.
There was no way.
You were forced. You had it forced upon you.
Yes, similar to the way that the Tampa Bay Rays have had nature forced upon them.
Is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers stadium not available?
Hold on, you're saying not the worst idea I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And I wasn't ready for
Shoot off the cannon when the rock comes out.
it's hot.
Yeah.
Now, take the roof off, put in drainage. That's the system if you're Tampa Bay. Also,
drainage.
Van is a bit of a DIYer. So if the Rays want to call Van to fix the roof, I know you'll give a bid that's less than 9 figures.
I will. No, I will. I'll come in way low, but it will be shingles because that's the only roofing I know how to do. And I don't think that's ideal for baseball.
Now, how do you feel about this super
Couple
adult?
little sunlights, maybe. Put a little sunroof.
Who is their AAA affiliate?
I would never know that.
All right, I'll look it up for you real quick.
I know nothing about the Tampa Bay Rays, and that's the way they want to keep it.
Why did you say they?
Because they would have told me something about their organization a long time ago.
The Durham Bulls. Have you heard of them?
How did they get that name? That is a good name for Tampa Bay Rays. The quality organization.
The Durham Bulls. So they could go to Durham, which I believe is in one of the Carolinas.
It is. It's in East Carolina.
We may never know. We may never know which Carolina the Durham is in.
How come the Carolinas get to have their directional orientation against each other, but there's just a Virginia?
Well, I can tell you.
And then the other Virginia.
Do you want me to tell you the real answer? It's slaves.
In North and South Carolina?
Yeah, that's why.
That's your answer for everything, Fred.
Yeah, historically, as it relates to states lines, yes. That's why there's a West Virginia. Because West Virginia hated Virginia.
Which one wanted this? Oh, Virginia, because they got all the tobacco. Virginia
Correct, yeah.
wanted the slaves.
Yeah, and West Virginia.
And in West Virginia, they drew the line at sister banging.
And
And
opioids.
That's a, yeah. Uh-huh.
Also, Marshall is a cool college.
Where's that one?
I believe it's in West Virginia.
There's no way.
I believe it is. It's in West Virginia. It's in Huntington, West Virginia.
I thought that was in Alabama.
I've been there.
Okay.
It's beautiful. If
there-
you Google Marshall
Are there buffaloes?
College,
There's buffaloes in West Virginia?
historic. Now, this is going to blow your mind. There was a period of time in this country when there were buffaloes everywhere.
Okay, excellent point. Yeah. But I think they all left West Virginia early, right?
There was a
because
time
of the implication.
in this country.
They saw how awful that place was going to be, and the buffalo was like, we're going west.
There was
Yeah,
a time when the word bison didn't mean what it means now.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
You want that joke?
I would never tell that joke out loud.
Keep leaning back in the studio, afraid to laugh into the microphone. Don't worry, the audience at home gets it. They get it. Francisco Lindor, who's a magician at shortstop, was left off the finalist for Gold Glove. How do you feel about this?
Well, let's look up shortstop D War this year.
All right. Now, D-War, of course, is the fourth favorite version of war after A War, B War, and C War.
Correct. So we're going.
Yep.
Eventually.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
No, take your time.
Andres Jimenez.
Who?
Highest ranked shorts. The guy you just bet on to get a strikeout.
Yeah. Sucks.
Francisco Lindor not in the top 10.
No. And you know what he does? Feeds on disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
Look for him to do that. Look for him to be that guy.
He's a fantastic shortstop, but he's not like elite with the glove. He's fantastic with the glove, but he's not elite with the glove.
He is elite with the glove.
Dansby Swanson. Oh, Francisco Lindor was second
That's what I'm saying.
and outs above average. Behind Jimenez, who I could have swore was shortstop, but I guess he moved to second. So my bad. He's way down there in DRS.
Do you feel for
Let me say that again. He's 11th in defensive runs prevented.
from that
So
position?
I said DRS, like people know what the hell that is. Like I'm not the only person in the town who knows.
Saved.
It. Yeah.
That position is not primed for that. That's like an outfielder stat.
No, it's all over the diamond. But as shortstops, he's third in that.
Behind who? Give me the names.
Again, Andres Jimenez and Dansby Swanson. Bobby Witt Jr. is right there. Ellie De La Cruz, who makes so many errors, is right there.
Fox broadcast of the Mets-Dodgers game 1 averaged 8.26 million viewers.
Dang, that's like the worst NFL game on Sunday.
If the Dodgers beat New York and New York in a row, the entire city will hate LA forever. Hate them more forever.
I hate LA.
10.1 million viewers.
It.
Do you need to explain to part of the audience who that's an impression of?
Everyone knows that's Randy Newman.
Okay.
The song that they play after the Dodgers win. But I went Oppo.
There was a fan at the Yankees game last night who had like one of those oversized checks that used to come on Publishers Clearinghouse. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I am familiar with the check. I'm familiar with this moment, too.
Okay.
It was very funny.
It was very funny.
Mm-hmm.
So it's this oversized check, and it's written out to Juan Soto,
Yes.
and the number is $600 million.
600 milli, correct.
And then in the memo line, it said Yankee for life.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was signed New York Yankees the way that it looked like Jason Alexander would sign it when he worked for the New York Yankees on Seinfeld.
Mm-hmm.
He was George Costanza.
Yes, he was.
It was a
Integral part of the organization.
It's a very smart sign. You don't see enough signs at sports anymore.
That smart, at least. He's got to bring it every night now.
That sign.
Yeah, until he's got to bring it to every game until Juan Soto signs.
So what you do is you print out the Venmo screen where you request money, and then you do Juan Soto's picture, like as the profile picture. You put a request for $600 million to the New York Yankees.
Right.
That's the next one
That's
you do.
a good one. That's a real good one. I like that a lot.
Do you want me to give you more examples of what you can do?
You want Publishers Clearinghouse to show up on Juan Soto's doorstep
I
with
just said that one.
$600 million?
Yes, I do like that one. You do the one where it's like an old-timey, like 90s, like James Bond style movie, and they're doing a wire transfer, and the slowly, like, the pinwheel is doing its thing or whatever, and it's to like 99%, and then it's just one more moment before a cord or something gets unplugged.
A villain shows up to Juan Soto's house with like an eye patch and a metal hand and like a briefcase full of bullion.
Yes,
exactly. $600 million worth of,
but not a briefcase.
Rare Northern African pirate bullion,
like a really piratey looking chest, like a wooden one,
obviously made out of wood.
Yes, but with like
it's buoyant.
Yeah, like a brass.
Falls off the boat, you know your booty's safe.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it has a like one of those old, like I know what I'm going to say doesn't make a ton of sense, but like it's like more metal-y locks.
Yes.
Like not a regular metal lock,
Right.
like where you and I can like recognize it as a today's lock, but an
Yeah.
old-timey one.
In an aggressively long key.
Yeah.
Why are those keys for those so long? They're so long.
Doesn't actually
Where
track.
does it go?
Yeah.
Where does the rest of the key go? You don't need it to be that long.
All right, now hear me out.
Okay.
It's a safety deposit box, okay?
Mhm.
And then but it's like overly long, like you're describing with the key.
Yeah.
Because when you pull those out of the deal, they're already like the length of your arm, right? And then it opens in the middle. You've had one. It opens in the middle, like whenever you're driving and you open the center console in your car.
Right.
But this one is long enough to hold $600 million.
Yes.
And so the whole row of fans has to hold it.
Mm.
And then that is a good one because it incorporates fellowship.
I think $600 million, like all in ones, will like go around the world a couple times. That's like an insane amount of currency.
Wait, hold on. New
So
update.
what you do is,
Yeah.
you hire Nick Cage to break into the Yankees front office
This
and
is a good-
steal the contract institution.
Is that Mariah Carey's baby daddy?
That's Nick Cannon.
Similar. I was going in the same direction.
Mine's Nick Cage. We guys practice stealing the Constitution, so now you just steal the contract instead.
All right, let's say you're a Cleveland Commanders fan, okay?
Okay.
You travel to New York City. Cool. You're going to game 2 tonight. Yes.
Sure.
You get yourself an oversized check. You write on it in the payable Juan Soto.
Mm-hmm.
And then the money line you write 600,000,001.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then it says Cleveland Commander for life in the corner, and it's signed Rick Wild Thing Vaughn on the signature line.
Super smart.
Yeah, how do you feel about this plan?
I like that same idea,
Uh-huh.
but the Yankees fan in the money part, instead of $600,001,
Mhm.
it just says significantly less.
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, because they can't pay them. We all know that they can't pay them.
All right, now what if the entire cheering section shows up like Matthew McConaughey dressed like he is in The Wolf of Wall Street? Okay.
Love this.
Center part hair,
Mhm.
suit.
Yep.
And when Juan Soto goes out to the outfield the way he does, they go,
Mhm.
mm, mm,
Mhm.
What about that? How do you feel about that?
And then everyone in unison says, "Hey, you got to pump up
Got
the
it.
numbers, man." That's what he says next. Yeah.
It's 2 Men On live from Rio Bravo Brewery, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. The baseball game has started between the New York Yankee Doodles and the Cleveland Commanders. Garrett Cole is on the mound. He is facing the first batter of the game.
Cole, 45.
Manzanardo. I'm excited for this one. The game 2, I mean, obviously a clinching game is the most important game. Miss me with any weird ats.
Mm-hmm.
Game 2 is just, that's who takes it.
Usually.
Usually.
Yeah, when you're one game up and you could even it out or have a commanding 2-game lead.
That's your thing.
Yeah.
You're in control. You're the guy. In Yankee Stadium. This is the way October should be. This is why October is the best sports month of all the month.
God, your ace is on the mound. Like, you gave him $300-something million already. Like,
the only thing bad about the postseason now is advertisements on baseball helmets. Outside of that,
miss me with that. And jerseys.
the sleeve, you don't like the sleeve?
No, I don't like the any patches on the jersey. I don't like signs on the helmet. You got a whole stadium. Slather your stuff all over the stadium. Leave my precious baseball players alone, please, corporate America.
The first batter Garrett Cole faces goes down swinging, Van, and we are 1/10 of the way to our combined 10 total strikeouts.
That's exciting.
It's very exciting. Also, Garrett Cole's curls are looking strong, and as you're aware, I'm currently growing it out, so I've just been inspired.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm gonna get flow.
We can take some prenatals or something. What are you thinking here?
For
your hair follicle health?
Does that help with that?
Yes.
I have strong hair.
Okay.
Hair not an issue.
How much does it squat?
My hair?
Yeah.
Some.
Oh, okay. It's good.
When we get back from the break, we tell you why October is the greatest time of the year. It's Two Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Back to the program where the New York Yankee Doodles are batting against the Cleveland Commanders. They're doing that in the bottom of the first inning. Before the break, man, we're talking about why October is the best month. And unlike Kalina's belief system, it's not because of pumpkin-flavored foods or festivals or gorgeous color changes or hay rides with the family, and or the TV and movie season, or the beautiful weather, the abundance of sweets and what's that thing you talk about all the time? Cuddle season, and it's cuffing season.
I'm already cuffed,
and the shopping season is here. So if that's your therapy and
everything,
and what's that, Kalina?
Are you just listing off everything
that has to do with October?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm talking about discovering your inner craft guru. Also, turn up your microphone. I'm also like bonfire nights. You know what I mean? And the it's a new color palette cosmetically, and a perfect time for reading and
look, it's the first time of the year. You're probably busting out your hoodies.
Oh,
Everyone
yeah.
likes to throw on a soft, comfy hoodie.
All kinds of awareness months and autumnal blooms. And none of these are the reason why, Van. None of them are.
Because it's Halloween.
Yep.
You forgot that one, friend.
Did I leave that one out in my list? It's because of the NFL and Major League Baseball and the NBA and the NHL and NCAA football and all four major sports leagues. They play on the same day. And it's when it goes from the long, hot, boring summer of baseball to the super fast-paced, cold, short season of playoff baseball, and gosh, it's just so good. It's just so dang good.
Hey, remember when we used to do Sober October?
Oh God, we were idiots.
Like, why would we do that?
We were paid to do it.
Okay, good idea. That's more along the reasoning.
They paid us.
They paid us,
which is fine. I get them paid.
Yeah, for sure. I do a lot of stuff for money. Wait, what?
What? I will jeopardize my favorite thing. Playoff baseball for money. Looks like the Yankees are going to put runners at first and third, nobody down here in the first inning. Soto stands on third base, and it is not the start that the handful of Cleveland Commander fans out there wanted as Soto singles to right field, and it was Torres that went to third.
3 straight Tanner Bibby strikeouts.
October a little bit feels like a reward for how much like August sucks.
You mean the heat of baseball season, the playoff push? August turns into September? That's a good one, too.
August and July are overrated.
I kind of like all the months for different reasons.
All right.
You can kind of miss me with June.
No, January slaps.
I am too skinny for January.
New year, new
I
me.
get so cold, so easy.
I'm a big Royal Rumble guy.
But it's been the same me for my whole adult life. I've never had a January glow up because I know better.
Aaron Judge is going to get the infield fly. The Guardians dropped the infield fly. I joke you not.
Try to turn 2.
So this is crazy. So Aaron Judge pops it up a quarter mile over second base.
Oh, embarrassing.
And the Cleveland Commanders flub it. There were runners on first and third, so I don't know why infield fly wasn't called. Oh, because there's no outs. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. And because there's no backup at second base here, because then technically you could have turned a double play.
Yes, you could have. Why didn't they?
So Aaron Judge gets a ribby somehow. That'll be an error. I guess that's not going to count as a ribby.
Is Yankee Stadium built on an old burial ground?
The entire country, man. We keep talking about this. the entire history of this thing. If you're Bibby, you're losing your stuff out there, right?
I know. You got one of the best sluggers in baseball. Hit a little dinky pop-up right to your sure-handed shortstop, who trips over the base and drops the ball like a fool.
Your major league level shortstop.
Is Aaron Judge still growing?
Is he going through a growth
He's
spurt?
like an inch taller than he was last year.
As a guy who went through a bunch of growth spurts, because I'm like 6.5 foot tall, there's a period when you're going through them where your arms and legs don't work right. Like your brain tells them to do stuff, and they just can't do it.
You're like a baby deer.
You're like if Bambi was human. Like that weird fan fiction you wrote.
Do it again.
When we get back from the break, Allison Hendricks joins us. Allegedly, she's not in the building yet.
Albuquerque time.
It's October. She's busy. We're going to talk a little bit about Pink Warrior House. It's Tuning on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On. We are efforting Allison Hendrick Smith of Warrior House. Let her on when she's here. Talking about the baseball game a little bit. Yankees have won, and it was a sloppy one as Aaron Judge hit one a mile high. It was an error, so the error sucked. So the commander,
How many Bronx accents were
just screaming it?
Screaming, ball, got it, it's mine. They're all of them at the same time.
It was a little bit of a weird one, and then when Carlos Stanton, he flew out to far foul. Hey man, do me a favor. She's not getting us at the studio. Can you check the input on the clean sheet computer when you moved it? We'll continue forward here, as I know it's going out over the live stream of it. Alina confirming audio on her end. She's now with us. So we can go to break, and then we'll come back from break, and when we get break, we'll have this thing figured out. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The Sports Animal.
Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On. We're live at Rio Bravo Brewery. We got it all figured out on our end. Speaking of figuring it out, there's an organization that helps individuals do that, and that's Pink Warrior House. And joining us is Allison Hendrick Smith. Allison, welcome. How are you, friend?
I am fantastic. Thank you so much for having me, Fred and Van. Great to be here.
We were talking last week about you, week before last week. Time flies in October. It must fly for you in October.
In some ways it flies and in some ways it crawls.
You had a fun partnership with the United, brought a lot of awareness to what's going on with the world of pediatric cancer and your foundation. Talk to us about how important those relationships are with your organization and the community of New Mexico, and talk to us about how it helps what you're doing.
Oh, 100%. I mean, it is the heart of what we do. We raise funds in a variety of different ways, right? Grant writing, individual giving, corporate giving, events. But our corporate partners are really what's nearest and dearest to our hearts. And we have so many beautiful ones. I don't even want to start listing them for fear that I forget one or two.
Nice.
But if you go to the partner page on our website, you can check that out. And I think why it matters so much to us is that it's all part of the same community, right? Like when people donate to Pink Warrior House, that money stays here and it supports those battling breast cancer here in New Mexico. And so we work with organizations that are, we try to work primarily with organizations that are based here in New Mexico as well, because we serve the same population, right? And And we hope that people don't need us, but we need them to know that, we are here for them should they need us along the way. And they're the same people that go to the New Mexico United games, that go out to the Isotopes, that eat at Flying Star, that, again, I don't want to go through the whole list for fear I miss someone. But we are blessed to have so many really incredible, reputable, strong, beautiful partnerships here within our community.
On a personal note, I think I've called you twice in the last several months to help a couple individuals in my life with navigating the treacherous road that is recovering from a cancer diagnosis. And what you bring to individuals and people, specifically the comfort items, right? Specifically the knowledge that isn't necessarily there, and the crash course that you give to people on what they're about to experience and the resources available to them.
Right. So we are, I think it's safe to say, the primary direct service organization for breast cancer here in New Mexico. There are a few others that have some specialty niches, and we work closely with them. And we're really focused on collaboration. So that's important to us. We partner with Pink Me, and we send women there when they need, financial services or diagnostics and mammography. But really what we do is direct services. So every kind of support group you can think of for breast cancer. We have a young survivor group, an all ages and stages group, a metastatic group. We have a caregiver group. We even have a group for women after active breast cancer. We do counseling, we do art therapy, we do nutrition and education. We do wigs, and instead of just doing wigs, each woman gets 2 wigs, and then we partner with Femme Chic Beauty, and they cut and style every wig. We do makeup, we do skincare, we do battle buddies, we do warrior bags, just so many things. And I think one of the most important things is that every single thing we offer is completely free to anyone personally impacted by breast cancer, because, New Mexico is such a socioeconomically diverse state, and we don't ever feel like your means should determine your level of support.
And you're not just, the president and founder of this thing. You've also been through the exact same things as everyone else who's been affected by this in their lives. Did you feel like there was a deficit in the community for your treatment and your care, and that's why you stepped in?
So I want to, step around that carefully, not for my treatment and care. I feel like we have world-renowned oncological care. I was treated at 3 of our 4 local cancer centers. I felt like I got very strong care in all 3 locations. I had the opportunity to put a team together of fierce physicians that, I credit them all with the fact that I'm sitting here across from you today. Sure. What I will say we were woefully lacking in is anything that would fit in the realm of a meaningful support, mentally, emotionally, socially. All of that was completely devoid. And I didn't know that, obviously, until I was diagnosed back in March of 2018, and I was running another nonprofit, and I had just turned 40, and I was raising a 2-year-old, and wasn't even on my radar, right? I went for my first mammogram because that's what you're supposed to do when you turn 40. And,
Sure.
And then the road, just changed dramatically from that day forward. And I couldn't find a support group that was breast cancer specific. I couldn't find anyone to cut my human hair wig. I felt like I was on an island, and this was even pre-COVID, and I just couldn't find the support. So I was going online and trying to, plug into people that way. It just so happened for me that my background was in nonprofit, and I've spent the last nearly 20 years in leadership positions in nonprofit organizations. And so Pink Warrior House kind of started out as a night and weekend endeavor, right? We started with 3 programs. We had an all ages and stages support group. We had our warrior bags and our battle buddy network. And at that point, I was still, running another nonprofit, raising a 2-year-old, fighting cancer. But it really mattered. And so we started with those 3 programs. And it only took about 5 or 6 months before it became really clear that this was not going to be a night and weekend endeavor, because there's over 1,100 women a year diagnosed with, or 1,100 individuals, primarily women, a year diagnosed with breast cancer here in New Mexico alone. So the need for support was really great. And so we went from 3 programs 5 years ago. Now we have over 30 in rotation. We have currently over 500 women actively getting their support through Pink Warrior House as we speak. We partner with all the local cancer centers. Tomorrow I'm heading out to Gallup because we bring resources out to the women, in Western New Mexico and the Navajo Nation once a month too. I mean, we're really kind of all over the place trying to plug the gaps of the mental, emotional, and social support accordingly.
Allison Hendricks Smith is joining us. Allison at pinkwarriorhouse.org or 505-577-5264. There are a million ways to donate. There's a million ways to fundraise. And we kind of say this at the front of the show all the time. If monetary is your gift, how supportive we are of you giving that. Give that when you can. If it is volunteering, if it is efforting, if it is providing an outlet for outside of your endeavor with United last week, which we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
What are some other creative ways you found in the community of Albuquerque and New Mexico to raise funds? What are some fun ways that you guys have put together groups and organizations to help you?
Yeah, so like I said, we have so many beautiful community partners. Just thinking off the top of my head, like every Flying Star and Satellite raises money for us in October. Lily Barak creates a beautiful signature pendant every year and donates the proceeds back to Pink Warrior House.
Oh, great.
Old Barrow Tea Company rounds up for us. Duran's is rounding up through the month of October, and this I think is our third year with them. We got to strike out breast cancer with the isotopes a couple months back, and that was an exceptional evening as well. Like you said, kicking out New Mexico United was just such a beautiful partnership that just happened last week. So there's just, I can't tell you how blessed we are.
Well,
Star Brothers Brewing, Canteen, and Steelbender and High and Dry do Dash and Drink. They've done it 5 years in a row, and it's an amazing event. Canteen actually brews a Pink Warrior House beer and cans it every October. That's pretty exceptional. Like I said, I'm getting Just the Best Produce. They donate the proceeds of their sales, one day a year in October, and that's a big donation too. We work with a lot of the local high schools that do, pink volleyball games, or Sandia Prep was doing one today for us for their soccer team. So we really are plugged into so many different facets of the community, but the reality is breast cancer strikes people in every facet of the community. So in that sense, I think those allegiances really make sense.
Well, and you didn't even mention the thing that we're most excited about, which is
Yes.
Par for Pink, Van.
Yeah.
For a fact we're going to be out there. That's November the 11th. It's 4-person groups with the registration fee of $500 for your scramble. Is this like it's cold in November? Do I have to start at 7, or is this like
No? It's a 10 o'clock.
Let's go.
Shotgun
Okay,
start, right?
yeah.
Yes. And I mean, my gosh, Fred, it was almost 90 degrees today, and it's the middle of
Sure.
October.
That's a good point.
In all fairness, I don't know how cold it's going to be in 4 weeks. But anyway, we won't get on the topic of climate change. But
Not for 3 more weeks.
no. So typically, yeah, right. Typically, this event happens on Indigenous People / Columbus Day. But this year it got moved to Veterans Day. Next year we'll be back on Indigenous Peoples Day. But those Monday holidays seem to be great because a lot of people are already off of work, and so they don't have the work excuse as to why they can't come out and golf with us.
Well, I mean, we work regardless of the holiday, but we can show up after enjoying a golf scramble. So you will definitely get us out there. We're going to bring a team of ringers, though. The real reason we're telling you here is to warn you. We're not only going to win, we're going to win impressively. We're going to talk stuff.
I can't wait to see it happen. I think that's fantastic.
Somebody will pencil whip us
every time.
There's
nothing you can do.
So this is what we need to do: is invite your listeners to take on that challenge, right?
Yeah.
To come out and put their own team together and take you guys on.
And here's a new idea. So we get a signature hole for the 2 men on guys, right?
Naturally.
So we come out. I bring my fling stick. Now, Allison, you're not familiar with fling stick?
No, I am not.
It's the single greatest innovation of golf in the history of the sport of golf.
In your opinion.
And
this is not the opinion of the whole program, but solely of Fred Slow.
And we do, obviously you have to pay for entry into this. This is like a bonus one at the hole, but it's closest to the pin with my fling stick.
Love it.
And I feel like we could raise a substantial amount of money, and we will need to provide a prize. We'll need to get something cool, but there's going to be something to win. Also, I will show people how quote unquote easy it is.
I can't wait to see this.
And it is not easy at all. It's incredibly difficult. It is one of the hardest things in athletics. And since I am the best at it, we'll be able to support Pink Warrior House Foundation, Van, and their Par for Pink, which is November the 11th. How do you sign up? How do you support?
Absolutely. So you just go to our website at pinkwarriorhouse.org. It's right there on the homepage. Register now with a countdown. You can't miss it. Like you said, the four-person team is $500. You can, if you have 4 people that want to register individually, there is an individual registration option where you just include your team name underneath. We still have a couple of sponsorship opportunities available. We're still collecting in-kind items for our auction, but it's a great event. Come on out. We serve you breakfast. We serve you lunch. Everybody has a blast. And all of the proceeds go to support programs and services for those battling breast cancer within our community. So, so you can't go wrong anyway. And the weather's going to be great. We just know it. So.
I feel like we get a little golf practice together, some dirties, some
Ooh,
little
I love that.
1-8.
Yeah.
Pretty closest to the pen with the fling stick. There's something here, boys.
I'm in. I am in.
Something into it. All right, sorry, one last time. Anyone who wants to support you in any way whatsoever, the best way to do it is?
pinkwarriorhouse.org. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Give us a call, send us an email, shoot us a text, whatever. We're local, we're easy to find, and we are here to support anyone who needs us.
Anyone who needs your resource, same thing?
100%.
Yeah.
There's even a way you can add your information on an inquiry on the website, so we can do it that way. Yeah, I mean, we're here from day one all the way through. We have people that are still actively in our community that are 10 plus years out and still experiencing side effects, still needing some additional support. So I think it's important that people know that our programs are open to anyone who's ever been impacted by breast cancer and not only people on active treatment.
Love it. You are the best. Again, on a personal note, this is for the friends of the show. I don't call Allison a ton, but I've called you this year more than I would like to help people in my world. And you answer on the first ring, and you are knowledgeable, and you are forthcoming, and you are kind. And years ago, we worked together with the organization before it's found the strides that it's found. And the growth of what you've done is impressive to me as a person and a professional. So thank you for taking the time with us, and thank you for sharing your story.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having us. And I always tell people I'm not that interesting. I just steer the ship, right? What makes this community incredible is the way our women show up for each other each and every day. So thank you for letting me come share a little bit, and we will see you guys out on the golf course on November 11th.
Love that. Will. Man, front the money. I'll pay you back.
I can even collect it right now. Me too.
It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610. On a Taco Tuesday from Rio Bravo Brewery, the sports animal. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to Two Men On. We're live at Rio Bravo Brewery, and the New York Yankees have loaded the bases against the Cleveland Commanders, and they're making a move on the mound, Van.
Well, my Tanner Biggie predictions are shot. It looks like.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get got. I said that. You talked me out of it. I said he's going to get got.
He is lights out all season.
They turned the lights out at Yankee Stadium and took him out of the game.
That's pretty sad. Yeah, they shut the lights off on him.
Dang, dude. I'd hate to have the lights shut off on me.
He had under a 3 ERA this year. He'll get Cy Young votes. But October in Yankee Stadium hits different.
Yeah, he's going to get Cy Nunn votes. That was a bad one. I didn't like that.
Not your best work.
They're getting weird infield fly things that are errors. They're getting the best, probably the best pitcher on the staff out so early. It seems like a team of set up for Destiny-esque kind of thing.
You're right.
Little Luis Castillo moment there. Kind of a weird sentence. Yeah, just the whole thing is very Yankee feeling. Like there's no way Cleveland is going to overcome. There's no way.
Losing this one, being down 2-rip. You do get to go back to Cleveland.
Weren't there a bunch of? I'm sorry to cut you off. Weren't there like a bunch of pass balls yesterday too by the Cleveland Commanders?
There was.
Like they don't.
Some ugly baseball at the worst time possible.
Are they trying to lose?
Major League Baseball wants them to. Maybe they got some little remote control baseballs out there causing a bunch of wild pitches and errors.
Are we watching a team lose because of the aura of the Yankees?
It seems like it. Tanner Bibby being lights out all year, and then when it matters the most, choking, and his whole team choking around him too. That's what I'm seeing.
Opinion. Normally, everything I deliver as fact, and it cannot be contested.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this. Opinion. There are fans in those stands in their 20s that have never been able to cheer this loud for the Yankees in the postseason. There are fans in these stands that haven't been able to cheer this loud in 15 years for Aaron Judge currently at the plate with the bases loaded. There are people experiencing this for the first time.
You know how excited they are that there's no Astros left in the playoffs to continue to dominate them like they have over the past 8 years.
Aaron Judge sitting at a 1-1 count. The new pitcher is Chad Smith. Is that who it is? Smith into the game. I'm watching on mini screen because we're remote, so I can't read the words. Aaron Judge fouls another one off. And that Rockio, by the way, cool name, makes some of the most insane plays at short. Like, he's the guy where you're like, oh, okay, like, middle's closed, flubs it off the heel of his glove.
Yeah.
Looking an idiot.
Yeah, one of the best defensive shortstops and second baseman in the league, both choking so far.
Judge is clutch. Also, and I'll be this guy, now batting with the bases loaded, he's obviously feeling really good about it, and he hits one into deep left center. They're going to be able to get under it, but it's going to be an RBI as it was hit far enough. And the Yankees go up 3-rip, 2 outs in the bottom of the second.
Garrett Cole on the mound at home. That might be too many runs than they need. I'd feel pretty confident with a 1-0 lead right now, but here they are in the second inning, already got 3 across the plate. Garrett Cole's about to cruise.
Aaron Judge's swing there and just kind of fell dead in a crisp fall night, but enough under it. And that's that weird confidence that comes back because he's currently sitting 0 for 2 for the game, but he's 2 runners have scored every time he's been at the plate, or a runner every. You know what I'm trying to say,
right?
There's something about baseball that is so significant as it relates to the history. We use that word aura. I didn't want to repeat it, but I almost feel like I have to. So where if you're Cleveland, you know you're pretending on being.
Yeah. For teams that have won a World Series, this is the longest drought in all of baseball. is the Indians winning the World Series. You think that's finally catching up with them here in Yankee Stadium, going up against those pinstripes, going up against that loud-ass crowd in New York? Like, is that 70 years of not winning a championship just hanging over them?
Of teams that win regularly, because what's the number of teams that are really in the mix every year? And I know you're going to hit me with some sort of number like 16 of the last 25 World Series have been from a whatever, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's the Yankees, it's the Dodgers, it's the Astros. It's no longer the St. Louis Cardinals. It's never really been the Chicago Cubs. There's three. There's
the last couple decades, Cleveland has been part of that conversation. They just never get to the big one.
Yeah, good point. The Braves, I think, are kind of always a conversation piece.
Right.
But of the teams that regularly are in the mix, and it's not all 30 teams, let's be generous and call it 10 teams. I don't know if we can name 10 teams, but we're doing stuff where we're talking about the Royals and the, again, St. Louis Cardinals and the Giants, and we're pulling some names we don't often pull. For the Yankees to not have won one in 15 years is like an eternity.
It's never happened in the history of baseball. Every single decade in the history of Major League Baseball, the Yankees have won at least one championship. The 2010s were the first one that they never got a championship in. The longest drought for the Yankees in baseball is currently happening.
I don't like naming players' names on lists. So when we get back, our adaptation of the finalists for the 2024 Gold Gloves, it's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. ammo. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to Tune In On. We're live at Rio Bravo Brewery. No Isham Dental soundbite of the day. This is because Kaylina doesn't, she's new again. She's back. Go to ishamdental.com, get that exclusive offer of free exam and x-ray. Scott will take care of you over at Isham Dental. I'm due to go see Scott. It's probably been 6 months.
You check up on your new teethers?
They're almost not new anymore.
Okay.
When did I get them? January?
Yeah.
Yeah, time flies.
You've been drinking a bunch of tea and coffee and Cokes on them?
No.
Keep trying to brown them up a little bit.
I'm down like 30 pounds from this new diet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got hit with that type 2 diabetes stuff.
It's not ideal.
It's not ideal.
It's not the thing where you would prefer having.
Yeah, and they were like, it really was just like A1C stuff. It wasn't even like I wasn't having like episodes or anything. I didn't have any symptoms.
Right.
So anyway, so I changed my diet up a ton. So the dude I was on January 1st, teeth and weight-wise, I'm not that guy today. I did a glow-up.
You have significantly more teeth than you used to.
One.
By body weight.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Reach out to Scott over at Isham Dental, all forms of interest, including Medicare A and B, obviously specializing in the dentures, the dental implants. Dude has talent. Dude also has financing and layaway. So if you need a little bit of time, you know what? We get it. Van and I too. We get it.
Sure.
2024 Gold Gloves. They do them by AL and NL, which I think is stupid, but we'll roll with it. We're going to skip pitcher because it doesn't matter. The AL catchers. It's a lost art. It no longer is important. These guys, you wouldn't want in a lineup anywhere. Freddie Furman, Cal Raleigh, and Dick Rogers, Royals, Mariners, and Tigers, respectively. You can give me weird stats to support all these dudes. I miss the days of Buster Posey getting Gold Gloves, being good offensively.
Cal Rayleigh's a guy. Like, Cal Rayleigh's a dude. He's like the best pitch framer in all of baseball, which will become a dying
Well,
art
what if they're not
once
guilty?
we get robot umpires. Robot umpires are coming, and what these three guys are doing will not matter very much anymore.
Like that take. At first base, Nathaniel Lowe. Who? Ryan Mountcastle from the Oilers. Who? Carlos Santana will be your winner with the Twins because he's the only player that fans have heard of.
Yeah, plus he's like at the twilight of his career.
Yeah, give him one on the way out.
Yeah, he's been up against these like so close, getting a lot of second and third places. You're gonna give him like a career one this year, right? Throw one at him.
Just like a DiCaprio Oscar. Just give him one.
Yeah.
Second base is Andres Jimenez from the Cleveland Commanders. He did not back up that infield fly earlier. Nicky Lopez of the White Sox. Marcus Semien of the Rangers.
That's how you pronounce it.
Go ahead and throw this one away. No one cares about defensive runs saved at second base. Statcast is stupid.
Wait, it's Jimenez. He's the best second baseman in all of baseball. He's going to run away with it.
Alex Bregman of the Astros, Ernie Clement of the Blue Jays, and Jose Ramirez of the Cleveland Commanders. I'm going to tell you this, Van. It's Alex Bregman as a last hurrah, and good for he. As he'll get one final one as the Houston Astro, even though he is no longer a Houston Astro.
Yeah, I doubt he's coming back unless he signs a team-friendly deal. This has to be Bregman right here because poor Matt Chapman has been
moved to the NL,
owning this award for the past 10 years. So finally throw a bone at Bregman. Matt Chapman's in the National League.
With 2 on, Jose Ramirez hits it to the warning track. The Yankees get out of trouble, and it's 3-rip mid-third. Shortstop in the AL is Rocchio, who we talked about earlier from the Cleveland Commanders. He probably just lost his Gold Glove here in postseason play. Anthony Volpe of the Yankees and Bobby Witt Jr. of the Royals. This is Bobby Witt Jr.'s award to win, and he will have it forever.
I agree. Super hard agree. He's one of the best talents in all of baseball. And if there is like any kind of debate on who should win this, you're going to give it to Bobby Witt Jr. because he's one of the faces of baseball.
Yes. Verdugo will win it for the Yankees in left field. Costner and Kwan of the Orioles and Cleveland Commanders will not.
Hard disagree. Stephen Kwan, this is his award to lose. He's the best defensive left fielder in all of baseball.
Too much injury for he. His numbers look too good under a short span. Don't take him. Jaron Duran of the Red Sox, Jake Myers of the Astros, and Dalton Varsho of the Blue Jays in center field. I don't know enough to know. I watched Jake Myers play more than the rest of them. So I'm going to tell you, I think he covers more earth. I think he is faster. I think he has more range. And if that's what I'm giving a Gold Glove for, I'll give it to him. If you can convince me otherwise, I'll just agree.
This is Dalton Varsho's. He's the best center fielder in all of baseball.
Weiler Abreu, Joe Adele, and Juan Soto of the Red Sox.
Defensively.
Of the Red Sox, Angels, and Yankees, respectively. Cool on Juan Soto on winning this. Also, he's a dude who just throws it from the outfield to get a guy.
Right.
He doesn't hit the cutoff, and it's going to pay off for him.
I mean, this is Abreu's to lose right here. Juan Soto, he's not on the same par. Joe Adele, good for you for making it this far.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
Mr. Swiss Army Knife is Willie Castro of the Twins. I don't know this cat for your Astros. This Mauricio Dubon.
Yeah, Dubon. He's a stud. He's like basically they got rid of Marwin Gonzalez and got another Marwin Gonzalez. Like these are all a bunch of Ben Zobrist dudes, and they're all really good.
Dylan Moore of the Mariners. Who played the most positions? That's all I want to know.
Well, see, I think it's Moore. I think Moore is the favorite.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
So what is it? You have to play 25 games at 3 different positions or 4 or something. It's something crazy. I mean, good for those guys. They can't find a place in the lineup anywhere, but good for them. National League, we're going to skip pitchers because I don't care. Patrick Bailey of the Giants, Gabriel Morneau of the D-backs, and Will Smith of the Dodgers. I think it's Will Smith of the Dodgers. I think he could also play other positions.
Right.
That matters. He's good enough to be the catcher every day.
I got Bailey winning this thing because for the same reason I got Rayleigh winning it in the other league is because he's an elite pitch framer. And in a couple years, that's not going to matter when we have robot umps. So throw a bone at these pitch framers before it's a dead art.
Stanton grounds out to short. He did not hustle down first. And if the Yankees end up losing this one for any reason, this might be a conversation piece. Bryce Harper went from the outfield to first base. He's going to win a Gold Glove for the Phillies. Matt Olson is in the mix, but why? And Christian Walker of the D-backs, not a big enough name to beat Bryce Harper.
Yeah, I think for the same reason they give it to Bobby Witt Jr., they'll give it to Bryce Harper for this one. But Christian Walker, he's the best defensive first baseman. He should get it.
Ketel Marte of the D-backs, Bryson Stott of the Phillies, and Bryce Terang of the Brewers at second base. I didn't realize second base was so thin in the NL.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, right? I mean, Ketel Marte had a great season offensively and defensively for a young up-and-coming D-backs, and he's never been healthy.
I think Terang's in his second year. That's how poor second base is.
Marte's never been healthy. He's never had a full season of baseball. He's had 2 in a row. I think you got to give it to Marte.
Nolan Arenado, Matt Chapman, and Ryan McMahon of the Cardinals, Giants, and Rockies. All 3 of these dudes are respected out there at third base. Arenado's done it a bunch. Chapman's done it a bunch. Give me the dark horse, Ryan McMahon of the Rockies. Congratulations.
Yeah, I want friend of the show, Ryan McMahon, to steal this, but it's Matt Chapman every year. He's the best every year. He's going to dominate this every single year he plays a full season.
Dansby Swanson of the Cubs, Tovar of the Rockies, and Mason Wynn of the Cardinals are his shortstop options for this one. The league, Rawlings is based in St. Louis, Missouri. They will make sure a St. Louis Cardinal wins a glove.
Oh, no. Dansby Swanton's the best defensive shortstop in baseball this year. He's going to win it.
He's also won it the last 2 years in a row.
Yeah. Voter fatigue, huh?
Uriel Jr. of the D-backs, Happ of the Cubs, and Marsh of the Phillies in left field. Brandon Marsh is the one that looks uncomfortable but makes every play. I don't have a strong opinion because it's not an important fielding position. Right. But give me Brandon Marsh of the Phillies.
I think it's going to be Happ again. It might be
Last 2 years in a row.
There might be voter fatigue, but half is the best.
Brendan Doyle, Blake Perkins, and Jacob Young, the Rockies, the Brewers, and the Nats. Doyle was good when
Yes, he was.
he's good. Why not?
Yeah. Hard agree.
I mean, any team wants him.
Yeah, I think Brenton Doyle, like, he's going to be the face of the franchise coming pretty soon. Elite defense, elite speed, and he showed everyone that he could hit this year.
Sal Frelick of the Brewers, Jake McCarthy of the D-backs, and Mike Yastrzemski of the Giants in right field. Again, if you're not trying to throw past the cutoff, you don't impress me in right field. These guys are all just really solid.
Yeah, it's got to be Frelick. He's like an actual dude. He can play center field for most teams in Major League Baseball.
Brendan Donovan of the Cardinals, Kiki Hernandez of the Dodgers, and Jared Trillo of the Pirates. This may be where the Cardinals end up getting their Gold Glove with Brendan Donovan. I think I watched him play 5 positions this year with the Cardinals, which is wildly impressive.
Yeah, I think Donovan gets this one. He won it a couple of years ago. He plays everywhere on the field that's not pitcher or catcher, so give him one.
He was the first NL player to win a utility Gold Glove doing that back in 2022. So, yeah, you're right. All right, well, there you have it. Baseball is good defensively right now, except in the ALCS. It's Two Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, live, of course, from Rio Bravo Brewery, the sports animal. Welcome back to the program where the New York Yankees are currently leading the Cleveland Commanders. It's the top of the fourth. Cleveland at bat. Lane Thomas specifically, he's got a runner on first, nobody down. And Garrett Cole is by no means laboring at 52 pitches through through 3 and not quite a third. But it looks like he just induced a ground ball here. But the Yankees kicking around the infield. Everyone is safe. And this one is got all weirdo fans.
Why don't these guys want to play defense? Did they forget how important part of a game this is? Especially you got your ace on the mound, you got to play good defense for him.
You know how mentally soft, and I mean mentally soft pitchers are when you start just bucking around the infield.
I know very well. I have been there.
And I'm
also,
not.
Jazz Chisholm had no business being anywhere close to that ball.
He came over from third, should not have tried to play it. That was a foolish move. And I mean, I think the idea was he thought he was going to grab it, take his momentum towards second, get the lead runner because it's what's the name of that little doughboy for the Cleveland Commanders?
Naylor.
Bo Naylor, is that his name?
That one's that's Josh. Bo's the catcher.
Josh Naylor, the little World War I doughboy. Trying to hustle down to second base. You think you can get the lead runner,
or you got a 3-run lead and you got your ace on the mound. You get an out.
He looks like if Ralph Wiggum was a real life boy.
You can trade a runner in scoring position for an out right here when you're up 3 a playoff.
He looks like whenever you hold a hacky sack between your two fingers and it just hangs down.
Looks like somebody put an Indians jersey on a bullfrog.
That's a very good one. That is correct. It looks like whenever you ball up a sock, where you pull one little flag end out the top.
Josh Naylor does not need to look at the menu when he's driving around picking up fast food. He's got his order on lock.
That is correct. Ground out to first for the Cleveland Commanders. Both runners advance. There's now one down, no double play and tack. And if you're Garrett Cole, and this is an interesting spot because we're only on the top of the fourth, but there's two guys in scoring position. And the Cleveland Commanders are sending Andres Jimenez to the plate. He's 0 for 1 today and has not really been doing it in the postseason. I think you go right after him. I mean, if you're going to strike out a guy in the lineup, it's right here.
Yeah, hard agree. Cole's going to want to get a strikeout to bring up that second out for sure. You don't have to force out anymore with the sacrifice. So definitely going after him right here.
We were talking earlier about how the Cleveland Commanders intentionally walked Juan Soto to load the bases for Aaron Judge. That's about as insulting as it could be. He did get the RBI sac fly, so, that's the move. I think I said Chad Smith earlier, too. It was Cade Smith who came to the game. Chad Smith, of course, the drummer of Red Hot Chili Peppers.
And Will Ferrell's long-lost brother, of course.
Chad.
Correct.
Of all the Smiths you could have picked, you went with Will.
Ferrell. Will Ferrell's long-lost brother.
Is Chad Smith.
Correct. Have you ever seen them in the same room at the same time? The answer is yes. They were on Fallon together. Besides that one time, you ever seen them in the same room?
I believe what you're describing was true in the early 2000s, but I believe as ages affected us all differently, they're not as similar as they once were.
I mean, you throw a backwards hat on somebody, you wear the same shirt, you look a lot alike.
Jimenez draws the walk. You heard that sentence right. The bases are now loaded. They didn't go after him the way I kind of thought they should have. Now it's going to be bases loaded, and the Cleveland Commanders are going to send, is it Fry? Is that who's up next in the lineup? I don't have it in front of me.
I mean, this is what the analytics say. Instead of going after the guy, he can hit a dinker. He can put it in play.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that's not a double play, you get an automatic run. So now you got the double play back. So this is the smart analytic move. It doesn't even matter who's hitting.
Well, do you rip Cole from the game right here and go to a lefty from the bullpen? I don't know who they have warming up.
I don't think you pull your $300 million man from the game in this moment. That's what he's built for.
When Fry had that big hit last series to help get Cleveland to where they currently are, Cole's only got 60 pitches. It only takes one to get 2 outs. And after a short conversation, 45 goes back to the mound, and Aaron Bleepin Boone goes back to the dugout. So we're going to see what's going to happen here between pitcher and batter. And, to be this, not to keep hacking on how out of shape.
But at least he's on third.
That's
He's only 90 feet away.
But even like a little in between fly ball is a no here.
Right.
Cole rears back, and it is the exact thing I said it would be. Short fly in foul territory. Infield fly would have been called there. It was. So Fry is out, 2 down, and the Yankees currently are sitting with a 3-run lead and the bases loaded, are 1 out away from getting out of it. Wild, man. Wild.
Play off baseball, baby. Let's go.
You swing at the first one if you're Fry? You don't even see one?
You're sitting dead red fastball. I mean, that was a hittable pitch. But he got what he wanted. He just flat out missed it.
Knuckle curve is in for a strike from Cole. And the batter is Brian Rocchio, who you remember gave up the first run of the game defensively. And he does not have a look of confidence on his face. Cole delivers with the same knuckle curve in the exact same spot. Poor Rocchio's frozen at the knees. And there's got to be 50,000 people at Yankee Stadium telling Rocchio how he sucks.
Oh, my God. He's got to hear it because that was a hung curveball right down the middle of the plate.
Doesn't chase one high, and it's now 1-2 count.
You know what's some good energy? When they show a close-up and the camera's shaking.
Yeah.
That buzz in the air.
That's so sweet. You buy a brand new Yankees jacket to wear out, but it's not quite cold enough because of global warming. Rocchio swings on one, fouls it off. You just have to keep drinking your Bud Lights to stay cool, celebrating your team.
God, it's probably in the 40s in New York right now, right?
I don't know. I know not every player is wearing sleeves, and that's weird to me.
Not every player is wearing sleeves, and that Jazz Chisholm is in a ski mask. Weather affects us differently.
1-2 count. Rocchio takes his time out. He steps out of the box. He needs an extra second here. I feel you, my guy.
52 feels like 48.
Rocchio's back in. Cole delivers. It's popped, fouling out of play. We'll say 1-2 here, and we won't be able to give you the conclusion of it. But thank you for taking your car ride home with us. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you to Rio Bravo Brewery, who was so lovely with their tacos tonight, man.
The tacos are lovely. The avocado, the crust on those hits so hard.
Nom, 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 nom. Yeah. Dan, final words?
You know what? You got to check out the opening drive every
smart.
morning with Jeff and JJ.
It's a good one.
You should do that.
Hey, Lena, back at the studio? Yep. Cool. Got it. Good job, everyone. Keep breathing.
See you tomorrow, Buddha Kid.